Hayden. I can do Jimmy Gaiden. Feels like you're trying to do sub 14 in Gaiden. We got ducking.
The mic live? The mic is live.
That's when it gets stupid hard as like sub 14 and beyond.
I'll just be
I can
happy
consistent sub 14 now, which is not a problem, but sub 13 is
easy every time?
Every time, dude. Second try.
I'm so salty about Ninja Gaiden 3. I would be happy with the PB of a second. Like, okay, it's a new PB, I'm good.
The game is so stupid.
Yeah, it's so hard. I watched that race, and I think I was at work when you guys were doing that race. And I'm sitting here at work, like, I'm not even watching there, like, doing my job. I'm just like, my eyes are like peeled to the screen on you one. I was like,
alright, so.
Oh, my coworker's like, are you okay? I'm like,
so mic check, test 1 2 5 8 billion 4.
You had to watch it.
I guess I would be talking, probably sitting back, talking like this. So, give me a good old mic check versus game audio on that one.
And then commentary afterwards, then they're talking, you're like, yeah.
I was like trying, like, they didn't tell us they were gonna do an interview afterwards until the race happened. I'm like, yeah, it's so good. I don't care. I was just gonna like say a few words or something, and that was it. And they're like, okay, we're gonna do an interview now. Shit.
You're like,
alright, so we're making some final adjustments. Make sure
now it was like my heart was
quality's all good, and then we'll get rolling here.
I couldn't even talk. Jimmy was like the only calm one the whole time. Me and Dexter were like, holy shit, dude. Yeah, I just like played the game. I like didn't even care about speed strats. Like when I was in the last few levels, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna play the game.
Okay.
the last 2 levels are so annoying.
Alright, let's see.
Play the video game. That's all it was.
Somebody needs to start that timer. It's,
so focused on the game.
click it. There's no global hotkey. Just click it, and then it's gonna be spacebar.
I'm gonna be rich again though. I'm gonna beat him again.
All right, so
Granted, I don't fuck up.
good to go, right? 3, 2, 1.5, 1, go. All right, get nice and comfy on this couch. This is Final Fantasy II in the United States. This is Final Fantasy IV in Japan. This is also Final Fantasy IV in the United States if you played a remake, and it's also been remade 5 billion times. However, this is the first version. This is the Super Nintendo version that was released in the United States, the English translation. In comparison to the Japanese version, the US version has a lot of nerfs to the character classes as well as to the monsters. And so, a lot of people consider this game to be kind of dumbed down a little bit because there are a lot of things you can't do strategically that you can do in the Japanese version. Japanese version also has like a bunch of items that basically usable items that can cast spells or like buff your party, so on and so forth, and all of that got taken out of this game. So it is a bit of a reduced, I guess, flexibility in terms of what you're able to do with characters, but at the same time, not being able to do what you like, having that full playbook, kind of factors into the strategies in this game as well. So it kind of balances out. So what I did in the very beginning, setting up, was I set up my initial seed to be seed 92. And
I saw flock.
Made it. Raven skip.
Dude in there. This guy's a god.
And so
first time seen it in a marathon, folks. What a god. What a god.
So what I miss?
So that Raven, that Raven usually hits you, but every once in a while, I actually can manipulate it a little bit. Spoiler alert. You can actually skip the Raven hitting you, so you save a whopping 1.5 seconds.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That was fun.
This is it.
Anyway, what was I talking about?
This is it.
Seeds.
Seeds. Oh yeah.
Seeds, yeah.
So so that particular save file that I loaded had a specific seed value that was basically a pre-made save that was specifically set up to set up New Game. So basically what happens with the pre-made save is that it is on a particular seed. I take 10 steps, which takes a certain amount of frames, and it increments the RNG seed by the amount of time it takes to take 10 steps, as well as the amount of time it takes to get into a battle. And that happens to line up with the seed that we want at the start of the game, which is seed 92. And by doing so and dying in a battle, whenever you die in a battle, that seed does not change when you go back to the main menu. And so we have basically pre-manipulate the RNG in order to have an ideal seed going into the beginning of the run. And all that really does for the sake of the run is in the first 10 minutes up to the first boss, Mist Dragon, that'll guarantee that I do not have a single encounter. And in the grand scheme of things, if I were randomly just like trying to go for it, it would save anywhere from about 20 to 30 seconds, probably on average. So it's definitely worth it to go for. Let's see. So I'm picking up this tent here. This is going to be used in a glitch in about 10 minutes to glitch over part of a town to walk into the other side. That's going to be called the Mist Clip. I will explain that more when I get there. And let's see, what else can I talk about before we get rolling here?
C92 stuff has been around for a long time. We would the frame counter would change as we sat on the title screen. You tried to find 92 off of an audio cue, and you'd have to hit it frame perfectly. So good runners would get it every now and then. They might get seed 91 or 93, 94, 90, whatever. And that would just be that. Most of us wouldn't reset over not getting it, but with the pre-made save, it basically guarantees that you can get it. You don't have to like just wait and see 10 minutes to see if you got it or not, so that's been pretty nice. Neerrm's also going to take an extra step there because he would actually get an encounter on the very first step, leaving Baron, if he didn't do that, but steps count here, so you can skip it that way.
So, there are a number of places where steps, quote-unquote, count towards a step counter, and there are places that don't count towards a step counter, and it's really a matter of knowing what does and what doesn't, because there are some places in towns that do count, some places in towns that don't count. Mostly in castles, steps do count, like those brown tiles you see right there, even though they're kind of darkened out, those do count towards a step counter. Whereas, like, I stepped on that bench, and that bench doesn't count, so it's really pretty finicky in the grand scheme of things. But, so this game does have established step routes. However, in the interest of marathon safety, I'm going to be doing a save and reset about an hour and 10 minutes into the run, hopefully. And because of that save and reset, it doesn't really make any sense for me to take the time to figure out step route. But the way that we do step routing in this game is to basically, based on what encounters we get after leaving Mist, we determine what seed we're on, and then some individuals by the name of myself, 086, and also Exodin have generated routes for 256 separate step routes. They've wrote scripts for this that optimize the amount of extra steps you take in safe places such as towns, or like some save caves have places where you can take extra steps, and that would skip encounters. But you won't be seeing that in this run because I don't feel like doing it. That's really what it boils down to.
It's fair.
It is fair.
It does make sense, though, that manipulation he has to do an hour in. Normally you'd have your chat help you, or you'd rock an overlay on your OBS or XSplit or whatever, and it's just not something you can do in a marathon. And it's absolutely mandatory for the glitch that certain things go the correct way, so it's the right move to make.
Yeah. Alright, so battle speed in Final Fantasy IV works a little bit differently than in future Final Fantasies. Battle speed 1 affects you and the enemies, whereas in future Final Fantasy releases, battle speed only affects enemies. So, in the interest of going fast in this game, we crank everything down to 1, which is as fast as possible. And I'm also going to be setting the RGB value for a glitch basically at the end of the run. That's going to allow me to save in the middle of the glitch, and you're going to see every dialogue box for the rest of the game is going to be a good old poop brown.
Yeah.
Because I know y'all love poop.
That's why they're here.
1176, yo.
1176. Let's see what else. In the Chocobo Forest, I'm going to be grabbing a carrot. That's going to be hopefully used to optimize the Milon Z boss battle. How will a carrot optimize a boss battle? I'm sure most people who are familiar with that game know, but it'll be fun to see.
Yeah, if you've never seen this, it's a really good trick.
Alright. 11, 7,
Just minor optimizations there too. If you press a direction and a button on the same frame, you'll actually move the cursor over twice, or even 3 times if you're not careful. So just quick minor time saves. The term's plinking. I think that was taken from fight games, but it works here.
Shoutouts to the LCC for unleashing plinking on Final Fantasy IV.
Street Fighter 4 tech.
Yeah.
So, had I not manipulated my seed, I would have had anywhere from probably 2 to 3 encounters at this point. But, okay. It's possible to be 1 frame off and get an encounter right there, but it doesn't happen very often.
The game can lag a frame, and there's really not much you can do about that, but we got it.
So this is a tutorial boss where it basically teaches you about the active time battle system. Let's see. So eventually, after I get some attacks in here, it's going to turn into mist. If you want to explain the dupe glitch really quick, that'd be awesome.
Sure. So while we're in some downtime when the dragon's sitting in mist form, and you gotta wait for it to read. Nice crit. Very nice crit. That's basically what you hope for in this fight. Otherwise, it's really cut and dry. Don't mind the dogs.
Pug%.
We're doing it live.
So Neerrm's gonna kind of freak out the game a little bit by selecting an inventory slot and
Thank you.
he's using an audio cue to know when to jump. He's gonna pick an inventory slot and move the item there, but the game's actually gonna move the item to 1 slot before it, even though that's not where you pressed it, which kind of glitches out the slot. So what he's then gonna do later on is equip that slot, and it's gonna glitch out the person's hand who he does that, which in this case Kane. And when he eventually re-equips stuff in that item, he's gonna end up with some 65,000 or million.
10 at 1. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Not a sub 10 though, so
Resets.
you kind of suck.
Well, I had RGB set in there. That adds 10 seconds.
That's true. I forgive you. So here he's gonna be setting up the mist clip. He's gonna interrupt walking left by going into the menu, and then enter in a tent. And what it's gonna do is it stops the sprite from moving as you see on the screen, but the game actually does believe he walked left, so he can actually move across here over the town because the game thinks he's the tile right to its left. He's gonna employ the same trick here, going to the right.
Alright, couldn't get the encounter. That's good.
Good.
Alright, so all that dupe stuff I did in Mist Dragon will allow me to sell 65,536 iron shields to this poor shopkeeper.
He really wants them. Very valuable.
And then you're not supposed to be able to get to Mist until about an hour and a half into the game, so you have access to a little bit of overpowered equipment at this point. The shopkeeper sells dancing daggers. That's something we're going to use throughout the entire run, even in No 64. That's something we use a lot. And then we're going to grab this tiara right here, which is probably the best magical boosting helm in the entire game, but it's only equipable by females. And then the change rod, which also provides a nice magic boost. And so the tiara is, for the speedrun, the tiara is really, really nice because it provides a mid-game level of defense for Midia, who we're going to leave at level 1 going up to Octomom. And so it's really handy to have when Octomom... Octomom can still deal up to like 18 damage to Midia, even with the tiara on. But without that, Octomom can one-shot her, and that's just less than ideal.
It doesn't put her out of danger at all, but it saves her from the one-shot. She cannot be one-shot with the tiara on. She can be two-shot.
She can be two-shot.
But at least it gives you some time to, like, if you want to be safe, throw her a heal or whatever. You don't got to deal with her just dying over and over and over again, for the most part.
And if you're following the story of this game, Cecil stole the crystal from the people of Midia, and then he backtalked the king. He's like, why did I do that? They were cool guys. And they're like, you're not a cool guy. Well, you think stealing the crystal doesn't make you a cool guy? Get out of here. And so he's like, you're a parcel delivery man now. You're going to work for UPS. You're going to deliver this package all the way up to Mist. And Cecil's like, well, all right. That's an honest living. And so he and his buddy King come down here and burn down the village with the package. So what I'm doing right here is just some menu optimization, trying to get some things where I want them in the inventory, and if I do that during animations, it doesn't waste me any time. because the animations are going to play out anyway, and so it helps. It's just one of those minor optimizations that really ends up helping later on.
So that was just a small taste. Y'all should follow Neerrm, not just because he's really good at this game, but also because he says ridiculous things when he streams and has excellent commentary, especially when he starts to feel a little bit more relaxed.
I don't have enough alcohol, man.
And that doesn't even.
It doesn't even require alcohol.
Yo.
But if
Okay.
you enjoy engaging commentary, also make sure to follow this man.
I don't know. I tend to rage when I play this game. All right, so I have a seed in the 30s.
You can also follow him for rage as well. Yes.
So 29 through 36 is this seed right here.
He already knows. I'm sure someone will say it in chat, but I'm not
sure.
gonna look.
Not that it matters.
No.
That's just one I commonly hit, so I was like, oh yeah. Alright, so this guard fight is just really a hold A and win kind of thing. But we can actually speed this fight up, potentially, with the usage of a trick called the can't run buffer trick. And what the can't run buffer trick does is you try and run from a battle that you're unable to run from, and a dialogue box that pops up that says can't run. And then so while that dialogue box is up, the ATB actually freezes. And if you get an input in when the ATB is frozen, it's typically faster than anything you can do. Even holding A into a select fight, it's faster than that. And so with a good random ATB roll and good can't run buffering, you can actually kill all 3 guards, but it's mostly random chance. So there's one. Nope.
No.
So that's the worst possible ATB roll. So I'm actually going to can't run buffer this last one to guarantee that I don't get charged again. If I hadn't done that buffer right there, I would have had to wait for the guard to say charge again, and then I would have had to sit through waiting for him to retreat. And so there's a minor optimization. Alright, let's see. So here I'm gonna throw the tiara onto Midia and also move her down a slot, which will move her into the back row. And that basically minimizes the damage that Octomom is going to be able to do to her. And I'm also going to... Cecil's going to be in the middle slot. He's in the middle slot for a reason, because that, for whatever reason, the first slot, which is the middle slot, increases the character's accuracy, both with attacks and with spells. And that will heavily increase Cecil's damage moving forward in the Octomom battle.
Doesn't it also increase agility or something too?
I do not believe so. The middle ATB is like, this is the first Final Fantasy game that had ATB, and they really kind of threw it together. And so when this game checks ATB, it checks in slot order, and so the character in the middle slot will have priority in a tie. And so that's typically why the middle character goes first.
Alright, let's get this out of the way now, Neerrm. Let's get your palette swap in.
You want green Cecil or blue Midia?
First, I want green Cecil.
Okay.
I'm a fan of blue Midia, but I'll defer.
I gotta go with Big Waifu, I'm sorry.
That's fucking right. Neerrm's just gonna try a little silly trick here.
Ah.
It's close.
You want to switch and talk to the guy nearly at the same time, and as it's switching over the palette, you'll enter the dialogue, so it won't have fully switched characters yet, so you'll see the next character with the previous character's color. He's got a couple more, well, a number of more opportunities to do this.
Yeah. I said if I didn't get any of them, I would rage quit.
Yeah.
Alright. So...
Probably good as time as any to describe some of the RNG factors in this game.
Okay, that's good. Very good idea. So, the biggest and most deadly killer of runs and inducer of rage in this game is back attack and surprise attacks. And those are basically they're not unmanipulatable. They're I would say it's TAS only. If you have absolutely frame perfect movement and frame perfect input on every map, and have a specific RNG seed, you can manipulate back attacks, but you have to do everything perfectly and switch to certain characters at certain times and so on. What determines back attacks and surprise attacks in this game is there's 256 values. It basically generates a hash from 256 values, and it includes like how many frames have passed since you entered a map, how many frames have passed on the world map, which character is currently out, which direction you're facing, all this crazy shenanigans that are basically totally and completely unmanipulatable in a real-time setting, but it's theoretically possible to do, and myself 086 has actually worked on it a little bit, but you have to be the Roth basically to do it.
The Roth has screenshots actually of getting back attacked by bosses you would not normally get back attacked. I mean, there's only one boss you get back attacked, but
yeah,
you can apparently manipulate other bosses to back attack you if you really want to.
You can set a value, and that guarantees a back attack, and you can have all kinds of fun with
it. The main deal here is you see encounters take a little bit of time. Neerrm's just going to run away. It's not going to take very long, usually around 6-7 seconds for an encounter, but should you get a surprise or back attack, every monster gets its turn before you get to run away, and that can add up over the course of the run, and certain encounters are far worse than others.
Yeah, like that last one I had, those 2 tiny mages and 4 water hags, that would have been absolutely devastating. Like if that was a back attack in a normal run, I would have reset immediately. Because some monsters are programmed to cast spells when they get a back attack action. There you go. Don't blink, you'll miss it.
I did in fact miss it.
Same. I was checking your time for leaving the cave.
Red Rydia, the rare Red Rydia, man.
Which is not bad.
No waterfall soft lock, please. Thank you.
Wow, you can actually soft lock it.
There are a handful of
It's
soft locks.
incredibly rare, but it does happen, and it's a marathon, so I was almost guaranteed.
I think there have been 2 known instances of it. One for Reign of Soten and one for LCC.
Yeah, LCC did it in an Octomom race, which is really funny.
Yeah. So it's not like he would have had to play the game very long. Oh my goodness.
So you see me switching characters, I just do that out of habit. There's no real reason. I mean, it's a secret RNG manipulation that nobody knows about but me.
Withholding your trips.
Don't try it at home. It's a lot of Franker Z's, though.
Oh, the Franker Z's.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of Franker Z's.
That's bad.
That's a bad start.
That's really bad.
For nuts, dude.
Not
God.
So yeah, this
Nice.
yeah, so
Cure
it's
2 first turn.
It's double unfortunate because not only is that dangerous, but we also have to waste a turn with Tella to heal. And you really want to get attacks off right away in the beginning, because attacks are what bring down Octomom's tentacles, which slows her down. It has her get less attacks, so you really want to get those attacks in. Like, damage rolls are almost meaningless in the first, 2-3 rounds. Of course you want high damage, but you really actually want those tentacles to go down.
So this is the first battle you get to see why Dancing Daggers are so powerful and why we use them the entire run. Like Rydia's doing, well, that's not very good. Rydia can do up to like, it's usually around like 250, versus Tella is anywhere between like 35 and
That was a good lit
125 or something, and Cecil's around like 150. So Rydia is the main damage dealer here, which is especially why you do not want her to get
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
That's why I didn't stop Tella.
to get buffed.
he's not having any of it today.
Yeah, this is a marathon Octomom fight for sure.
It's like, attack Rydia every move.
For as simple as Octomom is, as tech is concerned, there's actually a lot of RNG involved between she targets and her damage rolls, and how your damage rolls are, whether Cecil does low hundreds, high hundreds, or crits, whether Rydia does in the hundreds or 200s, or is dead. Right?
35.
Normally you wouldn't use Tella, but 35 lit is basically the lowest he can do. So, long story short, Neerrm's Octomom fight is really, really bad. So. and
no beating around the bush. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah, like it's.
Also, life can miss.
Yeah, life can miss. Yeah. Which of course it does. Which of course it does.
This This is FF4 for
As
you
long
right in a
as-
nutshell.
Yeah, this is.
Probably a fun fact for the kids at home that don't know, you can actually kill Octomom while he has 2 tentacles out if you do enough damage. I've done it 1 time.
Yeah, the tentacles is like Mick was saying. It's just a number of times you hit. So if you get good damage rolls, you get crits, you can do enough damage to just outright kill her.
Yeah, you just can't ask for a
It
worse
isn't-
fight.
Yeah, this is
This is...
You really just can't.
all right. He really wants Rydia to be alive for this fight.
She needs the experience.
Yo, sick. 23-26. That lost over a minute right there.
Yeah, he probably would have had around a mid 22, which would be really good in a run, in a PB attempt. But oh well.
Oh well, indeed.
So anyone who watches very experienced FF4 runners, they tend to see a lot of the same kind of patterns. You can execute quite well, but you also have to have the game give you some decent luck for you to really get through with a decent time. We're gonna do another kind of step interruption into a save, but right over a trigger. Normally you'd get a cutscene here for Damsian, but since he employs the same trick as the misclip here, he's gonna save and walk right over it.
Now you just wonder why.
Yeah.
The
This is
interior
actually
decorating choices that they made.
really crappy castle. I don't understand what's going
so bad
on.
that people just lay around dead for no reason.
Yeah, it's something he normally would not do because, like in a real run, in a normal run, Neerrm would be step routing this, and resetting there changes your seed, and it's not something you normally do. But since this is a marathon, he's not
call
step
free
routing
hits.
anyway.
Alright, since this is a marathon, gotta have the most iconic quote from this entire game.
Got it. Yo.
You spoony board!
He's 2 for 2 so far.
2 for 2.
Calling 3. I'm calling 3. Let's see.
Oh! He's angry.
Tella's bringing it today.
Octomom pissed him off. Oh.
Called it.
So here we find out that Anna actually jumped in front of Edward and shielded him from arrows, even though if you had watched the cutscene, that didn't exist. There's just a bunch of explosions.
Just bombings.
So I don't know where arrows come from.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, shrapnel.
It's an airship Michael Bay Fest.
And so the Red Wings, piloted by some guy named Golbez that you don't know who he is. They take the fire crystal, so now Baron has the fire crystal, the water crystal, and that's it. At this point. They might have the earth crystal. They don't really, like timeline-wise, they don't really explain what's going on there. But we
Dark
don't...
Elf has the earth crystal, though.
Oh, you're right. Then why did they blow up Eblin? Access the Tower of Babylon? I guess that's...
Oh,
The big
Yeah.
jerk faces.
probably right.
Alright, so yeah, they only have the fire and water crystal. I know this game, I've played it before, I promise. So now we get Edward, and Edward, in a typical playthrough of this game, is total trash. And especially in the US version where they nerfed his abilities, he's just really, really bad. However, Edward is one of the characters capable of equipping the dancing dagger, and so that makes him the man. The man with the plan, flowing blonde locks and the purple cape. That's what I aspire to be, man.
Main damage dealer for the next few segments of the run.
Yeah, he's the main damage dealer for the next 3 boss battles. That RNG though.
That strike first box that takes up time.
Yep. So every encounter, if you drop money, if you get a strike first, it just wastes time. Ideally, you get an encounter like that where there's no dialogue boxes, you just immediately run away and you're on your merry way. So, there is a treasure chest along the way here that contains a life potion, and I'm going to grab that because Rydia's at 5 hit points, and if I get any kind of a back attack, she's pretty much guaranteed to die, because this game has no mercy. So let's grab this.
And it's on the way, so it costs not even quite a second.
Yeah, it's not even a second to grab. So, if you're like new to the run, or if like you just feel like, wow, I can't sim secret past this on the TV.
Yeah.
If you're new to the run, or like feel like playing it safe, then grab that life. There's really no reason not to.
Yeah, or you're a scrub like me. Yeah, you grab the life.
If you're a scrub, grab the life potion. That's really what it boils down to.
Yeah. True.
So this Antlion fight, once again, it's another fight where in a normal playthrough it's an absolute nightmare because Antlion counters every physical attack, and in this version Rydia it has like an MP pool that doesn't exist. So you either have to grind up to get Rydia high enough to cast some spells, but what we do is we just throw dancing daggers like a maniacs, and Antlion dies in 3 to 4 hits.
Yeah.
3 is ideal, but let's see what we get.
Dancing Dagger thrown counts as a magic.
Yes, it's considered a magical spell.
Instead of a physical attack, so he doesn't counter. Oh, that's a beautiful roll.
Good start.
Antlion has 1,000 life, so he needs about
this
2
is
All but guaranteed.
Yep, 3 hit.
I kill you.
Right there.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Nice.
They can throw for 200, so
Yeah,
you never really feel too comfortable. Short of 2 400s right off the bat.
Alright, so I had a lot of encounters coming into this cave, so in theory it should balance out, especially because I just reset. So hopefully the walk out is significantly less exciting.
Yeah, for most zones, you're gonna walk 250 some odd steps per seed, and the game's gonna spread across either 8 or 10 encounters across those 200 some odd steps, and they could be front loaded, they could be back loaded, they could be evenly spread. It's hard to say. So first and foremost, if you're still within that first 200 some odd steps, and let's say you get 6 encounters right away, that means you still get all those steps, and only 2 more encounters are coming, so that's nice. And then eventually, depending on how long the dungeon is, you might switch over to the next seed, and you might get lucky, or you might get front loaded and get a bunch of encounters again. It really just depends on the dungeon and what seed you're on.
So you got 1 encounter on the way out.
Yeah, that's really nice.
You know what that means, don't you?
14 in
You're gonna be skipping 10 of them, and
take 200 extra steps in Kaipo right now.
Steps in Kaipo don't count anywhere, though?
That's right, you're right.
shoot.
Go back.
No, you know what it means.
Save room. I know what it means.
Remember, you have the life, which I don't think you moved.
I did not move the life, thank you.
Don't want you pulling a bic here? Throw the life at Rosa?
I mean, it's pretty logical to do that.
She's dead! Sand Ruby.
She looks pretty dead.
She does.
Maybe I can keep the Sand Ruby if it works,
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Sell it. What?
It's a ruby.
Sand fever?
You know what I mean?
I've got the miracle cure.
Sand fever. Let's not go there.
Don't worry, the real Final Fantasy IV runners here.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
There was just a
Will you take
placeholder.
over because this time is so bad, dude.
All right, we're just gonna talk to Rosa here in Kaipo. Shoutouts to Rain, Waterhag.
Yeah, so this is the point in the game where some dick named Edward goes out and plays loud music at 3 in the morning, and the water hag comes out and says, "Hey, dude, I'm trying to sleep. Shut your damn music." And fight ensues.
Yeah, pretty much.
Water Hag's just one of those random fun facts people like to spew out. It's got like boss hit points that you would never be able to actually beat with Edward here, but luckily it's scripted.
It's impossible. Because he dies after 3 hits.
I
and
want to
it's more than
see
30,000
Neerrm get the
life.
1% miss here.
That would be awesome.
That's what I want for DeuceCon. You better do this for DeuceCon.
This used to actually be like a really
10%.
scary part of the run when we did single segment like a couple years ago.
Because you still
The
have
best
Dreamer
category.
Harbor.
when you didn't
That
know any
category
better,
was
you know.
It was like Waterhag it was like right when RTA became a thing, or no 64 now, but this was lost a lot of runs at Waterhag.
It's that Dreamer Harp, though.
Now we have
so
Dancing
bad.
Dagger, and he's in the center slot, so yeah, it's like a 1% chance to miss.
My good friend Kobahi has missed before. May he rest in peace.
Seems like poor Kabahi has all the bad stuff happen to him.
Dude, he's Canadian, please.
Why isn't he here then?
That's true. Everybody else is.
There are plenty of Canadians who didn't quite make it. What are you talking about?
So I really didn't need to see the
We
TV
just
for
got
that
the good
fight.
ones. That's all.
I just had to hold A. That's a really hard boss battle. Good job, Deuce.
Thanks, man. Let's go.
Let's go.
This guy's a pro.
He
Knows all the lines.
It's like he's played this game before or something.
So I'm coming up to Mom Bomb, which is a pretty RNG heavy fight. I wouldn't say the most RNG heavy fight in the run, but it's up there. And so in the Mom Bomb fight sequence, you meet the Karate Man, Yang, and he beats up some imps, and whether or not he beats up the imps quickly or slowly is completely in the air due to RNG. But before we do that, we're gonna do this.
Ah, yeah.
We back into the save reset
Neerrm
every
pulling out
opportunity.
the big boy strats.
I like it.
The big boy strats.
Every chance.
Because it was basically a guarantee. He only had one more encounter before he moved over to the next seed. And then God knows what's going to happen. He's going to reset, get a brand new seed, and typically what happens when Neerrm does this is he gets the God seed.
He gets God seeds, and then he does it again and gets another God seed.
Literally every time.
It's pretty amazing.
Like,
So this is the time where I get like 48 encounters in 48 steps, even though it's not possible. It is if I save and reset, I guess.
One of the little nuances I don't think that we noticed we talked about was the way you exit Kaipo. There's like 3 potential spots you can leave Kaipo from. And if you go out from the left one, you appear on the west side of Kaipo. If you go out through the center one, you come out on the south side of Kaipo. And if you come out on the east side of the east spot, you come out on the east side of Kaipo. And so depending on where you're wanting to go, you like when you leave the first time, you come out on the east side, so you have less steps. And,
Yeah, dude.
It's amazing. He did it again.
yeah, we
I'm not off the mountain
we
yet.
call that the LCC step. It saves you a step, a little bit of time.
All right, so this is a really RNG heavy fight. It can take either 3, 4, or 5 turns. Obviously, 3 is ideal.
That's
I think that's a good one. I don't recall seeing that often. Especially if punches the top one, it's really good. Yeah!
Yeah, buddy. The God seed,
The
dude.
seed, man.
All right.
so that kick should kill them.
Yeah, the kick is guaranteed to kill. It never does less than 12 damage, even though it did 13. He tried, but he failed. So that's good. And so Mom Bomb has 2 phases. The first phase, she has 800 hit points, and then she blows up and then splits into a shit ton of bombs.
Let's do that damage.
And it's all up to
Solid.
Edward, basically.
And
Alright, so that's
Midia.
440. Ooh.
That's not fun.
So that sucks, because now I have to heal, and the heal animation takes a long time. I need a 300 here.
Got it.
So I want Edward to survive, because he can take out the gray bombs that appear with 1 Dancing Dagger shot, and they have like 100 hit points, and the other party members can't do that much damage. So, the safety heal. I kick here because kick has a bit of a cast time, and by timing it with like the explode, I cue it to the point of where it's gonna go off like right now. Okay, so the top one took 27.
Front one.
Yeah, I always kill the front
And
one.
the back one.
So hopefully Rosa kills this top one. It's gonna have to take a pretty decent damage roll. Nice.
Whoa,
She's alive.
Sick.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
So this is a fight that this is what you want to see. This is a very good fight.
This is a
It
very-
can go very wrong,
Ask Roth.
but this is actually the reason why we want Midia to be alive for the first 2 boss fights, because if she doesn't get those level up, she won't. If she misses one of the boss fights, she's probably going to die to the explode.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a lot harder because you only have Edward, Dancing Dagger in and killing the Grey Bombs.
So that was actually a really good bomb sequence, especially with the save and reset and no encounters, dude. That's probably a gold split in any of mine.
It was very near perfect, aside from
Just
the
aside
Edward
for
getting hit.
Edward getting hit and the cure.
We're just over 37, so time is
not
not
bad at all.
terrible, especially with that Octomom.
With a 20, I had like a 29-15 hit line too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you definitely want Edward to survive this fight since he's crucial to the gold gauntlet. So you don't want him sub 100 health. Even at 100 and something health, it's
What is
sketchy.
this?
All right.
The biggest thing ever.
What is this?
Reset it, man.
Yes.
Reset it.
Let's get another God Seed.
I had to. That
That's
was
insane.
like 120 stats.
Because
Yeah, that was a lot. He was gonna get a lot of
Yeah,
a lot of
he would've gotten a million
encounters
encounters. So now who
on
knows?
this walk, and now he's gonna get
a mysterious number.
he's gonna get
Are you
0
kidding me with this shit?
again. It works every time.
It always works, dude. It's never failed.
That's not true. It has failed.
Shut up. Shut up, man. It's never failed, dude.
100%.
Just like floor 6
It's like
manipulation.
exactly. I know what I'm talking about. This is 100%.
2 encounter walk to Fabulous.
No.
The first surprise attack.
In the grand scheme of things, this is only 3 encounter packs. It's probably the best pack to get in terms of a back attack.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are a lot of 6
There are a lot
enemy
of
back
bad
attacks. I'm gonna get like 4
ones.
here.
Whole
Nope.
goblin.
That's not a bad time. Yeah. That's pretty
All right.
funny.
The save resets, man.
I love
pretty
it.
good.
I love it.
Remind me to Dupe Fire
Dupe
Claws,
Fire
please.
Claws.
Yep.
Going into the last guard fight, when Edward hits the ground, everybody in this room should say Dupe Fire Claw.
Okay.
Okay.
So here you want to match with A, because if you match with B, you say, no, I don't want to help the king, I'm just a rebel. And you walk out and you have to replay this whole cutscene.
I'm sure that's never happened to anyone.
No, never,
Not
ever.
any real speedrunner.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
never happened to me.
There we go.
It always happened to me.
Meanwhile, the king's like, hey girls, you want to stay back so they don't have anybody to heal?
Alright. So these fights are actually very execution heavy. This is probably the first execution heavy point of the run, where you have to do a can't run buffer and throw a dancing dagger by the time that dialogue disappears. Like that.
It's pretty tight timing.
Yeah.
Nice.
But what it does is it guarantees, or I think it guarantees Edward
Yeah. It does.
being able to throw a dancing dagger before the guards get to attack.
Ugh.
And
Oh,
that's
those damage
pretty
rolls,
bad
though.
damage. Which is good because these guys can deal quite a bit of damage to Edward. Edward again is the main damage dealer, so we want him to be alive. If he gets bopped the first battle, it really
Yeah, you
sucks.
lose a shit ton of time.
Even if he doesn't die, once he gets into critical HP, Edward goes into a mode that's called hide, and so you can't actually select tax items, anything, and he runs off screen and hides. And so not only does it take time because his animation running on and off the screen, but then he can't deal any damage. So he's essentially dead, but losing more time because he's running off and on the screen.
And you have to be wary of his turn too,
Yep.
because if you just mash A, hold A, you'll bring him out of hiding, and then he'll go right
and
back.
then he
to hiding.
immediately hides again.
It's, again, as Deuce says, it's a total time waster.
Yep.
Nice.
Very good.
That was a good second fight. And
Yeah,
that first
close one.
that first fight, being able to do 3 attacks and still have the general retreat afterwards is
That was
very,
really
very rare. I'm actually very surprised that happened.
More often you just still say attack when there was nothing there.
Right.
Waste time.
They waste quite a bit of time.
Smash.
Nice.
So when Yang gains a level in this sequence, he actually starts going before Cecil, so that's something to keep in mind. Kill him quick. Yes!
Nice, good ATB.
Dude, sick.
So you get the charge, but that doesn't, like, I don't have to sit through an attack, so that saves time. You can put down. Alright, this is a fight where I can do a lot of menuing. Let's get this down here. So because this is any percent, I don't need the tiara after I lose Midia, so...
Yep.
I did it, guys. Here we come, up there. 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. Not bad for a first fight. Or first speedrun.
Oh, you're talking about... Yeah, cool.
This is been a pretty good football.
This has been solid.
Yeah.
Hey, Team Fire.
Dupe Fire Claws.
Thanks, guys.
We should dupe the Fire Claw.
And if you
Don't
aren't
forget
sure,
to
just
dupe the
dupe the
Fire
Fire Claw.
Nice.
You should dupe the Fire Claw.
Dude, the power play.
And he's still one
So
shot.
good.
What an animal.
Almost seems like he does more damage when you take all of this.
Nah, he usually
But he
misses
doesn't.
for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like every time I do it, when I do it there, he does more damage for some reason. But
Dude, Yang's damage rolls are the most.
They're so ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense, dude.
Team Golbez.
Alright, so here I need Kane to beat the crap out of me. Ideally, he puts me into the weakened state and I don't have to sit through more dialogue. But Kane is almost always a jerk to me and does like 130. And then I have to sit through more dialogue. I think I get this.
right,
I don't
it's the
get this
seed.
much. Hey!
What a nice guy.
That was good for Bull. 43.
Meanwhile, Golbez teaches us that
43-30.
the magic word for
That's not bad at all.
Ha!
For how bad that Octomom was, it's amazing.
With how bad that
He says
Octomom
it
was.
every time he casts it.
These,
Which means he could have had a 42 in a
seeds.
marathon.
It's true. But
But he didn't.
I didn't.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Team Golbez.
That's why.
Dude, I was on Team Golbez. Hell yeah.
Ha!
I mean, team
Initiates lit.
That's
He
right.
does it every time.
Me and Neerrm know what's up. Team Golbez.
Team Golbez.
Dude, I'm.
Nom 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 nom.
I will swallow Rydia or Rosa whole.
Team Tia.
Dude, get
Team
out. You're not on my couch anymore.
Something to sit through your end, dude.
Team Zeppy.
Buttfish. So the reason Neerrm really wanted to dupe those Fire Claws and why he wanted us to remind him is because he's not going to be selling these ones. But for the glitch that will be coming up,
Selling some of them.
He sells
Plus
140.
Some of them,
Yeah, he doesn't sell
but
them all.
not, yeah.
So, yeah.
For the ghost coming up, it's there's a setup that's been found that was found by I think myself.
Yes,
Again.
it was myself.
That guy does a lot. Did a lot for this category.
It's a Twitch. I guess his account name is myself086. It's not. We're not referencing ourselves. It's myself.
Yeah, we'll be getting into more detail about that later, but the glitch that Neerrm's going to be using just under 2 hours in requires a specific setup,
Yep.
which includes having specific items and specific amounts in specific places in the inventory. But we'll talk more about that later.
So here I'm actually moving through Fabul in a particular way to increment my step counter as much as possible, just because I had a amazing walkthrough here.
God,
And so, in theory, I hopefully skipping encounters as I do this, but I don't know for sure because I'm not entirely sure what scene I'm on. I just know that I've already skipped a lot of encounters. Alright, so here I need to finish the Fireclaw dupe and equip the Black Sword. I also need to equip an extra Fireclaw. So, do-do-do-do-do, and okay.
We need Tiara off.
No.
Yeah, you don't need the TR for the rest of this run.
If this were like a Paladin run, I would need it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, right, because you're trash.
because we have Change Rod, we're just doing our thing.
Good show.
Oh, we got a host from Celestian. Thank you for the host.
I think we're in my 60s for those.
Yeah,
so
you gotta be
very
pushing
cool.
60s.
Ah, balls.
the encounter.
What's it
before
say,
the
Slurping
boats.
Dude.
When that window popped up, it was
It's always a
Let's
hard
see how many
spot.
hosts we have above the
especially
video.
with the six enemies.
What? Oh. 1271 is not.
No, how many above the video in the little gray area? Should say it. How many
They're
hosts?
hosted by X.
Hosted by 61 channels.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
All the love.
Thank you, everybody.
So a 4621 boat entry is
Geometry drafts for
about 40 seconds beyond what I would consider ideal,
60
but
channels.
not bad at all. Alright, so we are moving on to Midia, and Midia is where we do our first round of shopping for equipment in this game. We're going to pick up the twins. Stupid twins. Twins are a source of great agony in this speedrun. And we're also going to be buying a bunch of restorative items that we're going to use throughout the rest of the run.
Oh yeah, we just got like 300 users.
And so
Once you call them out, they disappear.
I'm also buying some armor, and yeah.
Yeah, so the buying work that he's doing is to get a specific amount of GP by the end of the game where we're doing the glitch to set that up so that we get through what we like to call the bacon room safely.
Yeah, so there, in the glitch, there is a very high chance of soft locking in this glitch, but we do our best to manipulate it so that doesn't happen. That's why I changed my window color to poop brown, and that's also why I duped Kane's Iron Shield instead of Cecil's Shadow Shield, which gives more money, because I want to set GP to a particular value. And I'm also going to be doing all kinds of crazy stuff related to that glitch, and it's going to be a perfect storm of bullshit. So here Rydia goes swimming, and Yang's like, "Oh yeah, beach party!" And they jump in. Edward's like, "I'm gonna jump in too!" And he misses.
You are not safe for work.
And so
He's showing ball sack.
What?
He's showing sack on cam.
You said that?
What? No, they just said you're not safe for work.
Alright, and so now
That's how I live my life.
we didn't sink to the bottom of the ocean wearing heavy armor. We washed up on some beach somehow alive. Who knows? Good old plot holes.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. Okay, I see.
So he gets an AGDQ run.
I see.
Correct.
That's the joke.
That's the joke. Dot joke.
Ah, balls. Uh-oh.
I would have reset
Okay.
it there.
Yeah, should have reset after leaving football.
But I mean, it's not my strat. I really shouldn't
see.
talk.
Alright, shopping. That's something new I just messed with yesterday.
Oh.
Buying the one glove first.
This is on an actual NES.
This is on, yes, this is on SNES.
Yeah.
NES, yeah. SNES. Actual SNES.
Again, just minor optimizations. If he goes to the weapon shop first, then twins, then comes back down for items, he actually saves a handful of steps. It's not like a huge deal, but
I don't even think it saves a step.
it does.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
How can it?
They tested it. It's like 2.
What?
Yeah.
How does it? That's weird.
It's probably the path you have to take if you do it in a different
I don't
order.
think it saves a step.
The entrance and this building is in a line, so you just deviate the same number of steps either way.
Either way, it doesn't really
You
matter.
can do the math.
The
Understood.
what I do, I base off of NPCs. If an
We just
NPC is going
talked
to
about
block
how
me.
you're a fake agent.
Go the other way.
You.
Alright, so here I have to buy a specific amount of items. And then sell 2 stacks of 70 Fire Claws to get down to 114.
Nice
And
menu.
get out of my way, thank you. And we are on our way to Mount Ordeals.
Are we saving and resetting?
Apparently not.
I'll probably save outside just in case I die.
I mean, see, he knows. Right? You know?
Yeah, I shouldn't.
Scrubs like you and I
can't
are
dabble.
like, I would do this, but, you know.
I cannot pretend
But we
to
don't
understand.
have sub 2 times on this either. Like some people.
Alright.
2 people.
So I will say if
Some 2
Porum
people.
dies or takes a ton of damage, I will try Trash Can on Milon 1.
Nice.
But Porum has to take damage. That's how I've been doing my runs, is
Oh.
you're not guaranteed for Palom's Fire 1 or Ice 1 or Lit 1 to kill Porum unless she's taking damage, so...
Yeah, it can do a minimum of like what 90.
No.
Oh, see, these are the tiny mages.
Yep.
They cast spells. It's pretty lame.
This is a pretty horrifying segment for
There's
back
a
attacks.
lot of bad back attacks in this segment.
It's funny because this is usually not one.
Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that encounter very much.
Oh my god,
Oh my
no.
god.
I'm not saving and resetting.
This is turning into one of my
Pressure's off, boys.
Pressure is
Yeah,
off.
this is turning into one of my runs really quick.
That's not enough damage.
When it all goes.
When I get
to heck.
like 3 of those in a row.
You gave me that look when I went against the rock, dude.
Alright, I fixed it.
because Deuce left us.
I see.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, we needed.
See, look at that. Now that Deuce is back, nothing. Just, we're in the clear.
That's it, dude. When I'm around Final Fantasy IV, there's nothing. That's...
It's like, oh, this guy's here? I don't need to put any effort in.
just wait till you get to Zeromus, dude. It's cool. The last 2 times I beat Final Fantasy IV, I think were one time when Neerrm and Vic raced here. I upcode for somebody, and then I think last year I like put the final blow on Zeromus or something for some run that Neerrm did.
Some run.
So I haven't even beat the game myself.
I was gonna say, like, you haven't done a run since I started running this, which was almost 2 years ago.
My last, let's see.
Like, I was like, do you ran FF4? What? Huh? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, dude, for a long time, dude.
So here we have a cutscene where Rosa's she's tied up underneath a bowling ball, which in the Japanese version, that's actually a guillotine.
Yeah.
So they thought being crushed by a bowling ball is,
It's much better.
Come on, man. That's
much better.
the only one that's we can get now.
That was Golbez's bondage palace.
It's not a planet anymore. It needs work.
All kinds of kinky stuff happened with Golbez's bondage palace.
Oh, he's getting.
So there are a number. There are a number of bad encounters.
That was one of them.
Those souls are like the tiny mages. They cast fire, which takes a lot of time.
Oh man.
I think that encounter loses like 35
This
to
runs
40
over.
seconds.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
it's well.
Just we're done. Day 1 is over.
It comes down to my friend
Tell him,
Milon
Who
Z.
even does that anymore?
Dude, I'd be so hype on a 54.
I know.
I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude.
A year and a half ago, we were like, oh man, we can maybe someone.
So a good teletime is sub
I mean, dude, it wasn't
53.
that bad.
The dark
Those
days.
3 back attacks totally wrecked that. And I had made up so much time too. That's the sad part.
He did.
Cool, dude. You can still PB.
That's probably true.
Probably true. Like, nothing can go wrong with.
Just reach in for that Roth left, dude.
I see. So I'm definitely gonna safety save just because in practice Milon has been kicking my ass.
Make
I mean,
sure
Deuce can do it for
Make sure
you.
you pause for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I heard Deuce is
I just
very,
want to
very
say
successful at that.
I trash canned in this game and carried it before Big. So
Mostly because Neerrm handed Deuce the controller first.
irrelevant.
Alright, so
But it's true. That is fact.
I'm gonna do my menuing here.
Make sure you get this room so you pause for 30 seconds so you get instant world record.
I see.
Yeah, the good old days.
Oh, what the hell? My inventory's a little messed up. Because
Shout out to
I
the
suck.
Roth for that one.
It's okay. He has a real record now.
Yeah, right?
Indeed.
It's funny to hear you talk about inventory being messed up because like when I ran the game, it was like inventory management wasn't even a thing. You just dealt with how your inventory was.
He just sold stuff. You know?
But yeah, dude, you just
Yeah,
shit.
I remember the days when we sold.
Be like,
out.
all right, you gotta go buy QR2s and lives and sell the stuff that's junk in there.
That's in the way.
you just want to talk about Twin Luck a little bit?
Yeah, so the twins have this ability called Twin. They only use it when the other person's alive. Basically, what happens is they can either cast Comet, which is good when there's a lot of enemies. It does lower damage, but it is not divided over the number of enemies. Or what we prefer them to do is cast Flare, which does more damage, but is divided by enemies. But as you see, there's only one enemy left. So we want flares.
There you go.
That is good. Yeah.
Great damage. Really.
So damage is based off of the twin in the highest slot. In this case, is based off of Palom because the middle slot is slot 1. And Neerrm gave him the Change Rod, which greatly boosts his magic, which is why he was getting that 1,000 damage flare. And this is what we don't want. Oh, there's also the chance that the twin fails, which is like, I think 1 in 256.
Yeah.
I've seen it fail twice in a row.
Not to be mistaken for
Yo,
the
I failed
twins
twice
being
in
out
a row
of
in
MP,
Paladin tourney.
Nice.
which also can happen. If they comment twice, then you're out of MP. And if
Yeah.
you're not keeping track, it'll look like twin failed. But it can also just be terrible luck and fail anyway. So.
My buddy.
One thing to note too for what's probably going to happen next fight is part of the foundation of the twin mechanic is you enter twin with one and the other twin starts.
Yeah. So I'm
mimicking
gonna
the other.
I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah. We'll let Neerrm do his thing here.
Oh, you guys can talk. It's fine.
Yeah, so coming up is an interesting glitch. I think it was thought to be J only. But then
Task only.
Tassel.
Oh, task only.
It was also thought to be J only for a while.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I think you understand it a lot better than I do.
Yeah, it comes down to the mechanics of twin itself. You cast the spell with one twin, the other twin's designed to mimic the other twin, so they both cast this twin spell. What he's going to try to do is cast a spell to kill the other twin, and then try to enact twin before this twin dies. And so what will happen here, it looks like
Hard part's done.
Neerrm got it down. So Porum would have casted twin and had Palom mimic that, except Porum's dead now and the twin's not going to happen. So now what Palom's going to do is he's going to start mimicking actions that have previously happened. Neerrm's going to take advantage of that fact, have Tella attack, and that's going to cause Palom to mimic Tella instead. From there, Cecil, he needs him to use an item, and then switch that item with the trash can or carrot, but from there, Cecil has to die for Palom to mimic that. And,
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
the problem is Milon Z is just not cooperating, so we just probably won't be able to see it here.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we have to do is wait for Cecil to die,
Yeah, we need Cecil to die.
and with Palom not being hit at all either. So we're just seeing really bad luck. I know Neerrm wants to show this off for you really well, so he's gonna take this as far as he can.
You
But-
troll.
Amazing.
Neerrm's also one of two people who properly know how to back this strat up as well. There are plenty of people who know how to set up the trash can carrot glitch, and then once it goes wrong, they either die or have to just go back to old strats. It's actually really impressive that Neerrm knows
Bye,
what to do.
Tella. Alright, now I really need
So
Cecil to
now
die.
Cecil, yeah, there's no backup now, so Cecil just has to die here.
Unbelievable, dude. He's
Wow,
gonna die to
you
poison.
troll.
He's
before
probably
Cecil
gonna die
dies.
to poison,
Oh.
unless we get
Come
really
on.
lucky here.
Oh.
Cecil can live through one hit if I get lucky. But I should reset.
You should.
Nope. Alright, it's over.
So we're gonna try again.
It's RPG Limit Break all over
We'll
again,
do it-
boys.
We'll do it again.
It'll only be RPG Limit Break all over again if you sit here for 40 minutes trying. We'll try again.
I mean, dude, there's not a run after this. It's
He just wanted
Fair.
more chances to palette swap, which is
which is so sick.
And
yeah, which I respect.
the terrible thing is what the setup he tried is actually the safer and more consistent setup. He can actually try the same glitch here on Milon, which is way more RNG dependent and harder to do execution wise as well. And that was the easy one. That
Yeah.
quote
He
unquote
didn't
easy
even
one.
hit Cecil. That's the
Yeah.
most disappointing thing.
So like the setup on this one's only really RNG due to the damage from Paladin.
There's a lot of
There's a
RNG.
lot of
There's a
RNG.
bunch of stuff.
Well, I mean, on this one,
It's
because after that, you just have to do the run buffer, and then you're in
It's
there.
ATB. It's
I suppose the ATB too.
a bunch of stuff. 996.
I always felt
So
when I
much
was
better.
first learning them, I always felt that this one was actually easier to pull off. But
Just got lucky, man.
That's
Really.
that's literally what
You
it
could.
is.
I think I tried it for like 3 hours before it happened, and I didn't really have like a bad setup going.
I guess I figured because the other one requires Cecil to die, that this one was easier to pull off because nobody had to die. I guess having stop fail is another place that could suck.
So that was actually an ideal Milon fight, of course.
That was very good.
That was a really good Milon fight.
So we'll do Milon Z again.
Yep, same thing.
Cecil didn't take any damage, but
I think it's
I
important
think
to
Neerrm will
note,
probably have him attack himself.
as well that Neerrm like laid a lot of the groundwork for this to be RTA viable.
Oh,
Like there was, we like honestly, there's been talk about it for at least 2 years, and just watching stuff on Nico back then about like hearing past stuff about it and seeing
I already died
it
once.
and seeing the carrot in a video, and then just kind of rumors of it'd be cool if we could do it one day, and then Neerrm streamed for Infinity and was just like, oh my god, we can do it. And now it's
That's pretty much what
fucking
happened.
up runs
Now,
daily.
now it's ruining dreams.
Yeah. I remember the build up too. We, it had been part of FF4's history, and Neerrm did it on accident one day, and then was like, I wonder if I can do this, and then it didn't work for a couple days, and then after a little while, it's like, I wonder if I can do this again, and then he did. So he put in a lot of time to make it work out. So kudos to him.
Hey!
Same setup.
There's 5 points.
Kill off the twin after setting up the twin so that Palom starts.
Oh, come on!
And get Cecil to.
Oh my god, what a fucker.
And then you're getting Cecil to basically trick the game by thinking you're using a restorative and then switching it with the trash can or carrot, so that's what it ends up using. But again, it just. You need Cecil to die.
Tella's dead again.
Yep.
Oh no.
Tella's alive. He is
I
gonna
need
see
Cecil
this
to
through.
die. Oh my god.
He is
please.
not going to see this through. Just attack.
Oh my God,
Attack the dude.
Come on, Milon.
He's blinking. He's shining.
There we go.
Unbelievable.
What?
Trash can.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
We finally got it.
Was that because of the cure potion?
Palom. He was not having anything with it. He was like, I don't like this anymore.
I can't take this fight anymore.
That was awesome.
The mimic is a mimic, and also mimics who you use it on. So
Alright, let's run
Yeah, it mimics the last target. I think the last target was the life.
yeah,
That's why you only see. That's why you see Neerrm attack with Tella, so that way the last target is.
Alright, this would be like a 215,
versus
220 at least.
That's high level.
Dude, that sucked balls.
it's not a 215, 220. Give yourself a break.
Go, my children.
You'd be like
That's
a
what I'm-
Darn.
That's actually okay. It's less damaging than a lit one.
yeah, a little bit more.
And as long as it goes off, that goes off before the flare or comment or whatever this is.
Flare.
They've been nice to be on the flares. They're telling me you should do flare, but no, I'm
Stick
committed
to
now.
old strats. Don't do it.
Dude, I'm not doing it. I ain't doing shit.
Every day, all day.
Trash
like
cancel, you die.
the old Fire 2 strats that we had were like...
Dude, I
like,
love those strats. I still do those.
But like in Abda's notes, it was like, if you run into a Lilith, fight him so you can get
Oh, the
Fire
little-
2. And there was like
Oh,
no
those.
Fire 2 strat. It was just like, use Fire 2 with them when you get to the battle. Like that was pretty much it. And you'd be like, oh, don't use an item, use Fire 2 on Milon instead. Like, it was pretty awesome.
Also,
Now they're all,
because
like,
you can get a Lilith round too.
Yeah.
On the off chance you get the trial.
And that's how it was, dude. It'd be like, oh, I got Lilith, I'm gonna get a gold split, or whatever.
Round 3. Oh my body.
Third time's a charm.
I need these.
This is it.
This is it.
God dang it, dude. Every time I try this in a marathon, it just collapses on me. This is the 3rd marathon in a row where it's just fallen on my face. I'm gonna heal Cecil, which is not something I normally do, just to be safe.
It's pretty low.
I did it! Alright, this is it.
All right.
This is it right here. That's what we've been waiting for.
We were waiting for the palette swap before you could kill him.
Russell. Other Russell.
Damn it!
Duckfist.
Nope.
Ooh.
Trash out.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Oh, that was slow. I'm in trouble.
Yeah, trash it. Just don't throw him in your face.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Alright.
you're good.
I haven't messed up the setup at all. It's just Milon being a dick. Alright, and Swaparoo and kill Cecil, bastard.
This is epic, dude. Do
Raptor
it.
seat, dude.
Stealing bread.
Oh, try to attack Powell again.
In his own house, too. Milon Z, please!
This is ridiculous. I have never seen it be this bad.
It's really not.
Just attack the guy.
Yo!
Oh, you could have at least poisoned him in that situation.
Hey! We did it. We did it, Reddit.
Bam.
107, baby. See,
100.
you can get sub 210 with that, don't worry.
100%.
We're under.
I have no idea what my in-game timer is, though. That's a problem. Well, I guess it doesn't change because I've reloaded.
Exactly.
Dude, I would have beat you in the Pally tournament.
Dude, holy balls. Alright, we
So
made
it was all because of the palette swap, of course. Once you get the palette swap, then it's,
RNG manip, dude.
yeah.
Just hasn't been discovered yet.
Man, fuck Milon. I want to reset and start.
We're actually coming up on another of Neerrm's discoveries.
Inventions.
This is like my favorite one.
This
though.
is
It's
glorious.
the best one. I love it so much.
He highlighted it, or maybe he said it while he was doing it, and like it was just.
No, my highlight title is.
Why did we never think of this before?
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of the newer stuff, like when the game initially got routed, there's this guy, I think you pronounce his name Dagan, but he was a Tasser.
Oh yeah.
And so the route that Rain of Soten used was essentially based off this Tass route. And it was single segment first, and then Abda Jr. put a lot of work into discovering the miss skip and knowing we could get dancing daggers early, and so that brought some new things on. But there was so many things that we weren't doing at the time when there was like 4 runners in the community. It was basically Abda Jr., Crumps, El Magus, and myself, and we're just doing this route that Rain had done for a couple years. And once we did the first Final Fantasy Relay and Neerrm started getting really involved and Bick and Farrell and all these other people started running the game, they're like, hey, have you guys ever tried this? And it was just like, duh, dude, why are we not doing all these things? And so they're kind of like, I guess to me, the newer batch of Final... Now they're all old boys, but it's like the newer batch of Final Fantasy Forerunners that came in and just optimized the game. That there was literally people saying the game won't ever be sub 330, and now it's sub 310 and a year and a half later, you know? So just the way this game's evolved with such little dumb shit that you're just like, God, dude, why would you not move your inventory around or whatever? You know, optimizations have been pretty cool to watch.
What did I say my estimate was?
215.
Hell yeah! Okay, I can make that.
You got that. You
got it.
You
In
get
there,
under
dude.
210, dude. This is... You're fine. You're gonna break the curse. Don't worry about it.
The going over estimate curse?
Yeah,
I hope so.
that one.
Yeah, that one.
Break that. You're gonna break that one. I big leave, man. You got this.
Ooh.
Alright, so back to the actual stupid fucking speedrun.
Alright, Kenny.
So, you notice in that paladin fight, we didn't... Typically what you're supposed to do in that paladin fight is stand there, and he's like, oh, justice is not the only right in this world. And then you don't do anything, and then he talks to you, and then he dies. But that takes too long. We just kill him.
Violence is...
Violence is the true paladin way.
Yeah.
And so now Cecil's a paladin. Still have to walk off this stupid mountain, and this is a mountain where Almagoose used to say that this game knew when you had a sub 59 mile or a 59 Milon, and you would always get back attacks every time you come down. But now Milon's in the 56 range, and the game doesn't know what to think. So the game just only knows if you're Australian, no back attacks. That's all it really knows.
Yeah.
It's a good rule to live by.
I was thinking of bringing deadly animals here to try to simulate Australia for luck for you, but
No, that's
I
one right
decided against it.
You can't, dude. It's region locked.
Dang. Good thing I didn't try. One thing we're going to see Neerrm screwing with over the next handful of boss fights is experience. We're going to be losing some party members.
Before you get into that, I want to talk about what I'm about to do right now, which is saving and resetting to manipulate the chocobo to go a certain direction. So one of the rooms in this glitch that I'm going to do in about an hour is dependent on what direction the yellow chocobo exits the screen, and that particular thing is based off of the NPC movement counter. So I grab the chocobo at a specific point to manipulate it. In a typical speedrun, we don't do that. We just grab a chocobo and pray, and then if we don't get it, we just grab another one.
You're just minimizing the amount of steps you take inside the chocobo's force?
It's a specific NPC movement value, so I wanted to exit on that particular thing. And there's actually an image that we look at where like there's a bunch of spots on the left and a bunch of spots on the right that are good and bad, and it basically has to exit on a certain Y coordinate in order for you to be able to progress through that one floor that's associated through that with that chocobo exit point.
It seems easy enough, like you could position yourself on a Y spot and have him exit, but the chocobo doesn't run in a straight line. It decides to do like diagonals across the screen.
It goes nuts.
And so for story-wise, the Elder of Midia basically, you came crawling to him, saying, "Oh, my friends died. I'm a Dark Knight that stole and murdered like half of your village." And he's like, "Oh, just go to the mountain and become a paladin." And then you come back as a paladin. He's like, "Oh shit. Well, damn.
I guess you're the real deal."
Well, he's now a warrior of light, so it's all good.
Okay.
He's just one born from a dragon, dude. Not a big
Killed
deal.
my son, but I'm good.
So, coming up here, we will re-get our favorite karate man, who actually didn't let me down today, so I gotta give him props. But after that is, I think is it the last shop of the game? Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. And I have to buy a very, very, very specific amount of items in that shop. And those items will be used to manipulate the warps. I did it.
Yo.
3 for 3. Except I'm like 3 for 9.
That's a percentage.
And basically the inventory and buying of items and everything has changed a few times in the last year or so to optimize what you buy and how much you buy and gold, and there's a lot of shit that goes into it, really. It's not...
Yeah, 80% is much more involved than No 64. No 64, you buy 3 items in the weapon shop and you're done. Get out of my freaking way, dude. So NPCs control you if you save and reset, as you can see.
Wells is saying you don't buy the wrong items this time.
Who?
Wells JC.
Wells JC.
I never buy the wrong items. I've never made a mistake playing this game. Ever.
This is definitely a category. It really pays to really understand like the science, if you will, as opposed to just trying to copy a route. Because the glitch is actually quite involved and quite deep, and you need to make sure you know what you're doing, because there's a lot of variables that you can at least have some control of. Maybe not 100%, but...
It's not a good category if you're like, oh, I'm going to pick up an RPG, FF4 any percent's 2 hours, let me pull up some notes and read it, because you'll look at it and be like, holy shit, what?
Yeah, you will lose a lot of runs.
I disagree with that. I feel like this is a great RPG if you're new to speedrunning, as long as you understand what you're doing.
Well, that's exactly what we said.
But like from a difficulty standpoint, like as long as like if you want to take the time to learn and like figure out what you're doing, it's really not that hard. It's just
so like, what would you recommend for a new player to do? Would you start with understanding everything?
I think any No 64 is because it's still, in terms of an RPG speedrun, it's pretty short, and you learn really good mechanics in the game. You understand inventory management. You understand boss fights. And then when you get to any percent and there is some more manipulation of things in the game, then you'll actually understand why you're doing the things you're doing. And you can do these things and just read it in a notepad. But if you make a mistake, you just say like, well, shit, I did this and this, but you don't understand why the mistake happened. And so that's why it's difficult to hop into it.
I suppose that's true. No 64 with Excalibur is definitely more friendly than...
Yeah, and it's not discouraging where you can run any percent. You can do 10 runs in a row and, you know, bacon and reset and just not really understand why. When in No 64,
runs for like 3 months in a row. The exact same thing happened.
Something like I always consider a game to be easy to pick up, or you know, a good game to fit that is if like you can get to doing a run as soon as possible, from considering to run to actually being able to do a run.
Well,
some runs you have to prepare for a ridiculous amount of time before you're even capable of doing anything.
Right.
So I mean, if there's options to at least be able to approach the game early.
Well, yeah, and
it's good.
Like the Paladin tournament that the community had was a really good stepping stone for a lot of people. Because you learn the first hour of the game, and you really get a good feel for how battles are going to work and how you're going to do certain things in boss fights and buffering dancing daggers and different things. And so from there, that's a really good stepping block. And the community does races of Paladin a lot. The Midia Mayhem tournament just took place, and there's enough people in the community now that there's generally runs going on daily, if not every other day, and everybody's pretty willing to help you. And there's some decent notes out there that have kind of been modified from previous routes, you know, with new things added to them.
It's probably the one thing we've been kind of slacking on is having updated notes.
Well, I definitely don't have,
but it's hard. Yeah,
I don't have updated notes for 80%, which is poor form.
That's fine. I'll just ask you directly whenever I start running the game.
That's back there.
There are more than enough people willing to help. And more than enough people who are willing to help you, even if you don't say anything. So.
Yes, that is very true.
And when you do start to run, if you play, there'll be people telling you what you're doing wrong, I promise.
Even if they're telling you the wrong thing, they'll still be telling you.
Pretty much.
Use or use nuke.
Yo, yeah. Yeah, when we first started rerouting this game and like changing the grind fights, Kenny, who like never even played this game, it was the community in there, and I'm like working on this fight, and Kenny's like, "Yo, why don't you guys use this spell?" And we're all like, "Oh shit, of course!"
I mean, that's the joy of having community and speed friends, right?
Yeah.
This stupid crap coming up that actually works.
So this cave is one of the worst walks in the game in terms of back attacks. You saw one of them with the stupid freaking Aqua Worm and the bullshit. Aqua Worms cast wave, it takes forever, it's a huge animation, you don't want to see a back attack of those ever.
And the Crocs that are in there, if you get a back attack with them, they do physical attacks, but they do 2 of them, so you have to sit through.
And sometimes they get 2 turns too, that's
yeah.
always fun.
So it takes forever, and they do damage and kill people, and it's a good time.
There's another glitch filmmaker, right?
Yep. Go ahead and talk about it.
So we're doing
Done.
as
GG.
as fast. Basically, what Neerrm just did was an MP underflow glitch where he depleted Tella's MP low enough that he selected Cure 4 and then moved the cursor down to a spell, Cure 4 which you could not cast. Moved the cursor down to a spell that you could cast, and then hit A and moved back to Cure 4 on, I think, the same frame. And what that does is it tricks the game into being like, oh, your cursor was on a spell you could cast, like Sight, which costs, or Cure 1s or something.
It was Sight.
So it's a spell you can cast. I'll let you cast that. But what it actually does is it casts the Cure 4. So it subtracts that MP from your available mana pool, which is usually around like 10. Cure 4 costs 40, 10 minus 40 is a negative number. Games don't like that so much, so it underflowed his MP and lets him cast Midia, which costs 99, and he has a max MP pool of 90.
Got it.
Basically gives him like 2 billion MP.
Alright, that's fine.
A lot of MP.
So you can keep casting. It's still going down, but you have plenty.
Yeah, he basically will never not be able to cast. But the one caveat to that is that Tella can't use spells in the menu after that's done. He can only do it in battle.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be Cure 4 necessarily. It's any spell that uses more MP than you have available that allows you to underflow it. Yeah, so in the menu, it grays out spells that you don't have enough MP to cast. So as long as you can trick it from a white spell to a gray spell, then. But Cure 4 is kind of nice because you can just revive.
That's efficient.
Cecil, you know, whoever you need to.
So getting back to what we were mentioning before, you're seeing Neerrm killing people off The experience system, the way it works is, number one, it will split the boss's experience among those who are living. So, if Baigan, let's say, gave 5,000 XP and you have 5 people alive, they all get 1,000 each. If you have one person alive, he or she gets the full 5,000, etc., etc. So, by killing people off, especially people you're not even going to use.
So this is something. Oh, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you really quick. This is something that most people probably don't know about. This is relatively new. Alright.
Yeah, my legs are there or something like that.
Hold on.
Don't turn the tripod.
Yeah, leave that.
Alright, so that was wave skip. Normally, Ken also gets a wave off, but for whatever reason, Asian Blue Suasion found out that, oh, if you do this particular thing where Yang is dead, but you pick him back up, you skip the wave. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's a nice time save.
Sorry to interrupt you.
That's all good. So we're gonna manipulate that. We're gonna get more experience because we're killing off party members, and that's cool enough on its own, but actually the main reason we do this is because characters in your party that you've had who have left but are coming back also get that same experience. So what we're actually doing is we're beefing up Kane quite a bit before he rejoins our party by ensuring the chunk of experience we get is higher.
So yeah, so what Big is saying, like say I had one person, like for example I had one person left, or 2 people left in Baigan, and so that gets split, Baigan's experience gets split 2 separate ways, which is like, say it's like 2,000, so Tella would get 2,000, Cecil would get 2,000. Well, everybody that's coming back later, Kane, Rosa, Radia, also get 2,000, so it's like, the amount is increased, but if I had 5 people alive, it would be like 500, and so everybody in the party would get 500, Kane would get 500, Rosa would get 500, and so on. So it's better that more people are dead when boss fights because the amount of experience that everybody else gets is higher.
Yeah.
Why is everybody fussing Sly?
Sly? Because Sly is the man.
Sly. Oh, Sly.
There's a friend of ours who also hasn't been around for the last like 6 months or something, so
Disappeared.
they're probably just really excited to see him.
Bible thump!
Rip ears.
Dude, too bad
Bible thump for the youth?
This song is so good.
What the fuck was that?
Trogdor, apparently.
The Burninator.
So here, the twins cast stone on themselves, even though they don't know stone, and stop the walls somehow. And even though Tella is the only one in the party that knows how to cast stone, and
mysteriously, him healing them doesn't
work.
But meanwhile, behind the facade of this innocent-looking bookstore.
Oh, this one's failed carrots, just good ones. Wow.
It's okay. This would suck.
this is like the longest cutscene in the game, and it's not one where you can get up and walk away either.
That stupid one in No 64 when you're getting the airship out.
The stupid airship.
There's like 2 of them back to back.
Yeah, but that's
pretty
because
brutal.
there's a sequence break. But yeah, that's still pretty annoying.
Well, there's always the Massa. We don't got that.
There is, I don't know if you guys talked about text meshing at all, like towards the beginning.
No.
There's a pretty important emphasis on text mashing throughout this game. And before, you used to mash quite a bit. You can mash like, it's frame based, but you actually have to mash pretty heavily throughout the entire game. And it can save minutes over the course of the run.
Or just memorize the length of every text box and time it.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first of, like, when the text box appears, the first frame that it's available, you can show it.
Okay.
So it's basically like 2 inputs, like text box appear and then go away.
I always think of like a mashing compromise as you can imagine just the average error of time loss you have. So if you have like a 10 hertz mashing, you have an average error of roughly 3 frames.
Right.
You're hitting the button every 6 frames. So you're just on average, sometimes you're getting it frame perfect, other times you're up to 6 frames off, and it averages to 3 frames error for every Xbox.
And that actually matters if you're trying to do a soft reset and set your seed. All the mashing in the beginning up until you reset 10 minutes in matters in terms of what your seed is. I missed it by... Oh, I tried to adjust. I missed it by 1.
It's a good adjustment.
Oh, fuck.
Well, that's what you deserve for missing it.
I guess so.
Even though technically it would have happened anyway.
Should have taken that one more step in Baron, man.
Hindsight's 2020.
Of course.
So I know the later Final Fantasies rely heavily on step counting. How much does 4 rely on it?
There are
Kind of a lot.
Well, it's interesting because the any % run that Roth did had absolutely no step counting, and he destroyed everybody by like 3 minutes. So it definitely helps on average, but if you can get lucky,
it's different from like FF7 where you have an extreme chance of dying from pincers or whatever if you're off step route.
Pincers and stingers.
Yeah. So
basically
there's
a
nothing
time
like
loss
that.
you're looking at.
Yeah, but it's
not
just
a
time loss.
run ender.
Yeah.
So I already ethered Tella, so normally I would go straight into the magic menu, but I noticed Cecil's like almost dead, so let's do... Oh god, that's not Cecil. That's Cecil.
Close enough.
Yeah, so we talked about, or Deuce mentioned that when the MP is glitched, Tella can't cast spells in the menu. That glitch state gets removed immediately as soon as you
Recover his
restore his MP. So Neerrm used an ether way back when. Also, if you use elixirs, which doesn't happen in this run, but in No 64, you can use elixirs and that'll also glitch states.
Stay in or shelter.
I got him.
Any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, any time that you're restoring MP, it's gonna reset it,
Yeah, because it's like, what is this negative number? We'll set it to...
and it just fills it.
Alright.
Dude.
That's like the best one to hit because it lasts forever.
Let's see how much I like Neerrm.
Oh, get out of here. Just leave the room.
Okay.
Don't leave the room
If
yet.
only we had a certain prop from Limited here.
Hey, where's Vuligen? Does he still have that thing?
Oh, I
No,
have
Bic
it
has it
in my
now.
classroom.
For any students that are
Yeah, that's
getting
where,
on
it's
your
always,
nerves.
that's where it always is.
Bats.
There are no bats in America. So yeah, bats in this. There's 2 really, really, really nasty back attacks in this cave. One of them is mages, which have the ability to cast hold. It's blast. That's what it's called. And that you only have one party member who is capable of taking an action because everybody else is permanently paralyzed due to having metal equipment on. And so if Sid gets blasted, then you have to sit here for like 10 minutes as they continuously blast Sid, and hopefully he doesn't die. If he dies, you have to reset. And it can be really frustrating. Ow. That's probably the worst one to get. There's also Bic's favorite, the Bic special. The bats. There's the mages.
Jar Jars.
And there's the bats.
Gotcha.
So to strike first.
I know.
Still hope the.
So the bats all cast Vampire, which is
Keeping you on edge.
the same animation as Drain, and that takes forever.
It takes ages.
What is this bullshit? I have to heal him now.
Yeah.
Sex Panther?
Better be safe.
Sex Panther. 60% of the time.
If this were a decent run, you keep going, but
It's a marathon, and I'm already 10 minutes behind.
Sid's dead. That's a party wipe.
Yo!
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The bats. Night bat. Night bat. Night bat.
Night bat.
So yeah, this is never liked seeing bats. There are ones that have encounters here that have 6 bats, which are
Awesome.
Nice
if
pigment.
Bic says it, then
Could have been 4.
There's another cave later on, which sadly we don't venture into in any percent. But in No 64, there's another cave with the option of bats.
Super plink that.
The bats. Neerrm.
Alright.
I just wanted to make sure I still had domain over them, but we were friendly. But in the end, it was friendly.
I'm assuming you guys talked about the Iron Glove.
Nope. So I took off the Iron Glove at the very beginning of the game off of Kane. And just to put it on Sid right here so this fight ends immediately without having to see any actions.
Timely commentary.
If not, he goes through a series of spells and he casts all of them on the entire party just for you to die in a scripted battle.
Yeah, save a little bit of time this way.
That was another discovery by Opta Jr. in 2012 that was like, why would we not do that?
Sly says, "Oh God, I can only get so erect."
Sounds about right.
Sounds like something you'd say.
Sounds like him.
Sounds
Yeah.
like DeuceCon.
Anyway.
Are you gonna go Magus Berserk strats, dude?
Hell no, dude.
Oh, dude.
No, so I've actually changed my Dark Elf strats recently. So this formation is such that I don't have to change it for Valvalis. And it also skips Everhate's favorite spell, Whisper, which changes people into pigs and can waste a lot of time. Let's see.
There's been a severe lack of bacon.
Requires a
This
specific formation and
yeah.
one run buffer.
Yeah, it requires that run buffer. Good damage. Okay, I should be in the clear. It's possible that Cecil doesn't do enough damage, and shit can go awry, but I haven't had it happen yet.
These spells are scripted too, and they barely do any damage.
Nice damage, King. Or that guy.
whatever your name is.
Yang.
Yeah, we're gonna kill off Sid for experience reasons.
Yeah!
Perfect.
Nice, dude.
Okay.
Me change.
That was a very, very, very low damage roll from Cecil.
So most of the time, bosses are immune to weak. Weak is a spell that puts the target's HP in the single digits.
Oh, dude.
Wow. Amazing.
So we wait for the deep breath.
There is a chance also that weak can miss. It's very,
yeah.
very, very
Yeah.
low, but it's super frustrating if it happens.
Especially when it happens twice.
Yeah, don't forget to grab that piece.
The overall goal for getting all this quote-unquote extra experience is for Kane to join the party at level 19, by which, if you're lucky enough, he does monstrous amounts of damage to the dolls and Golbez and Valvalis.
Level 19 Kane was like this myth for like a year until people actually put the time in to understand what was going on.
Alright.
And do you grab Fire Sword still?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so I'm actually gonna... So this is something exclusive to any percent. I'm grabbing another black chocobo here, and I have to park it in a very specific location for the glitch.
Nice grab.
And this is what's going to set up basically everything for the rest of the run, is that guy being parked right there. So what that does is there's a particular room in the 64 floor glitch that's based off of the coordinates of the black chocobo, and what that'll do is give me a specific map ID where I need to go, basically, and it'll give me a particular room which has specific tiles on it that allow me to use items in the inventory as warps. And so, once again, shoutouts to myself, 086, for figuring all that out, because none of us would have.
Yeah, one of the foundations of the glitch is giving the game specific kind of coordinates or map IDs for places you want to go. So there's a lot of different means by which to do that, which we've brought up on different occasions. But again, inventory, money, in-game time, chocobo coordinates, all of these things matter. They might seem silly, but they give us the correct variables that we need to get where we want to go, or else you just get stuck somewhere. And of course, you don't really want that.
Okay, so because I took that deep breath and etc., I actually have to. I want to heal right here because the other day I died in a run just do a back attack in this place because this place is evil, and I'm sure I'm gonna get like 3 because Final Fantasy 4. And so let me heal really quick.
Thanks for walking with Sid.
That's on.
Did I just miss a warp?
What's that?
Did I just miss a warp?
No.
Okay. This is how you talk to Kane. I mean, it's something in the tower. What?
I exited from the castle.
Oh, okay.
It's faster to cast exit than it is to walk out of the castle. And that menu I did, I totally forgot to switch rows, so I'm gonna have to do that before.
So this,
I start this fight.
chest that he's going up here is a scripted monster battle, and in the 80% and the 80% no 64 route, we used to not grab this for a while. It was like a single segment only strat to get this sword. But after some testing was done, it was found that we could equip it to Kane when he comes back into the party and do ridiculous amounts of damage. In the Golbez fight, there's a strat we'll talk about called Ridiculous. It used to be like a really lucky thing, but now it's consistent because he's grabbing this sword.
Don't press B. All right, you did it.
Never seen that before.
Yeah.
Certainly also
Still
never,
almost world
also
record.
never had
No,
that.
nobody on the couch either, for
No,
sure.
no.
That wasn't during a 2,000 person relay.
Yeah, the combination of level 19 Kane and Fire Sword is just really, really good. So it might seem a little silly to take the time to do that fight, but you more than make up for it throughout the rest of it.
Yeah, it's possible that you can get such bad damage rolls that it's not worth it. That's definitely a thing that can happen. But with level 19 Kane and the potential damage rolls and the potential to just go faster with that weapon is worth it.
Damage ranges in this game are still stupid enough.
Pretty
That doesn't really
ridiculous.
matter what you do sometimes if you're really unlucky, but for the most part, it's absolutely worth it.
And there used to be strats here, like we would go up and grab the Earth Hammer for Sid, and that was, for years, that was a thing. And it, 19 seconds out of the way, if you don't get any encounters, and you pretty much would get encounters because we didn't have any seed manipulation going on at the time, and after just a little bit of testing, the damage ranges didn't even make that much of a difference, so we actually don't even use it.
So Neerrm's being safe here by healing, and he does have to underflow, so he may as well just do it here, but he might have to heal again if he gets unlucky.
That's okay. Cecil can take damage. That's fine. Alright, so now is when I really need to start thinking about my inventory order. I have to have 12 items in specific slots. And depending on what happens in this fight, I have the ability to start doing some of that menuing now. But if Tella takes a shot, then I have to heal him, and that kind of goes out the window.
This fight used to be such a huge pain in the ass before the MP Underflow glitch was discovered, because even without damage from the Earth Hammer, we would use it as an item, and it costs like it casts an AoE attack on these sisters that is an Earth-based attack, and so we would use that as a fight, and this fight was really hard. And yeah, now it's pretty chill.
So remember, as Neerrm said, you can move stuff around during animations and it's cool, but as soon as animations end and he's still in the menu, then that's some lost time. Especially in a marathon, it's not exactly a run killer at all, but like, obviously he's going to be a little upset.
Got some of it set up.
Yeah. This is not as clean as Neerrm's capable of doing.
That was not bad.
Oh, it was bad.
No, it wasn't!
No, overall it was good.
I really, like,
God.
dying twice really sucks, because this is the fight I would use to adjust my in-game time by pausing. But because I've reloaded twice, let me think, how did my fights go overall? Extra time on Dark Elf, fairly high number of back attacks. I'm gonna pause a little bit.
So what's happening here is you can pause the game and it will halt the in-game timer, but if it's in the midst of animations and dialogue, it'll actually continue through the pause. So he's not losing any time, he's not halting the game, but he is halting the in-game timer. And again, in-game timer is one of the variables needed for the glitch, specifically to get out of one room. And they're basically alternating 3 minutes of in-game time that are like good and bad, and we want to make sure Neerrm is in a good range when he's at the end. So you can manipulate in-game time by pausing in various places, not just here. It's like an easy minute of pausing here if you want to go that far. And it typically requires that you just have a good understanding of like what your typical paces are and then how much pausing you need to do from there. But in a marathon run, it's probably a bit more difficult to do. Neerrm's probably just going to go off of feeling here and just make sure he's kind of go around where he wants to go. Then he sound glitched here by pausing and unpausing during right when that sound starts. But that's for swag.
And Golbez is all like, "Oh, you medioed me, dang."
You're still dead.
That's kind of why it's really hilarious to underflow and use Midia, because while it's in your spell inventory the entire time, it's never intended to be used, since Tella will never have over 90 MP. And when he does use it, story-wise, it kills him, or Final Fantasy IV kills him.
Well, no, he actually dies. The thing.
Yeah.
He is the only character that frickin' dies.
Actually dies.
But,
and Anna, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Anna's
Midia's mom
living on in our hearts.
Well, Brady's mom is Anna.
Ah, that's right. That's right.
Evo mind blown, dude.
Rip Tella?
Rip Dinner, as Lisa likes to call him.
Only one by the time.
Is it Lisa? Or
Yeah,
no
one cares about this guy.
He's no Gallo friend.
Well, Gallo gets like the best death scene ever.
What the hell? He's been casting Midia this whole run, and now all of a sudden he does it one time here and he's dead.
Yep.
Plot
Oh man, dude. It's like, you know,
Alright,
don't know you have a problem until it's a problem, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds like spoilers.
What do I need to do here? So in the flame dog fight, I actually did what's called a half dupe on Cecil's weapon slot. So the next weapon I equip into Cecil's item slot, there will be 2 of. So I'm going to do that with the fire sword, and that will give me 2 fire swords. I'm immediately going to take it off of Cecil and give him a dancing dagger because he's going to be in the back row. And then Kane's going to get a fire sword. I also need to equip Rosa with some kind of armor. It doesn't really matter what she gets. And then I need to equip Kane with the headband and karate because those give some pretty significant strength boosts and help his damage. So the way damage formulas work in this game is for every 8 strength you get a damage multiplier. And that's really what helps your damage the most. And so the whole point of getting Kane to level 19 is because he gets a multiplier at 15, and with the headband and karate, he gets a multiplier at 16 as well. And so that's literally the whole point of doing all this, is because of that. Alright, so first we'll do Rosa. I should have healed first, actually. Headband, karate, she can punch stuff now. Alright, I don't want you. So I'm going to equip this fire sword that I buried, and then equip the dancing dagger. And then I'm going to equip Kane. Don't let me forget that. I need to heal Cecil. Pretty sloppy menu, all things considered. And so this guy needs one of these fire swords, a headband, and a karate, and I am good to go. There you go, yellow Kane.
Nice.
So this fight is probably one of the first fights in the run that is really execution heavy. Hold on 1 second. I remember to cure too! Okay. We did it.
Yo. My strats, man.
Dude, it's the best strat. So, ideally in this fight, you'll never see Weak Ray again. I will always be kicking her out of tornado form as she goes into it.
When executed well, this fight goes really smoothly. All the turns are in the very specific order so that Kane will always jump down right after she turns into a tornado. From there, we have to rely on damage rolls to really get her very, very quickly.
So depending on what Kane... That's like garbage.
That's terrible.
Utterly garbage.
That's a damage roll where you're just like, why did I even get fire sword sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? I'm a genius! That sucked. So because I attacked there, I actually got nailed by Valvalis, which is hilarious.
That is not good.
This is very bad.
So that did.
Blech. Bye, Sid.
Yeah, Cecil won't cover for anyone if he's in critical or if you happen to parry with him. So him being weakened is not so great. Now he's going to be back in there.
Man, this is garbage.
Yeah, for Valvalis, when it rains, it pours. It can be a very clean fight as long as you manage your inputs and decisions really, really well. But one slip up is not only a time loss in basically all cases, but then the fight can get a little sloppy. You know, you could end up losing a bunch of party members because no one's there to cover.
I should have got this one.
And honestly, the damage rolls have been pretty.
Yeah, damage rolls are.
They're pretty bad.
Pretty trash.
So, just not a great fight overall.
Wow. Okay.
Neerrm opted for a fight there with Kane because he was probably like feeling out the damage. Felt that she should have died.
Right,
She was very close. Otherwise, you would jump there. He also tried to purposely hold on to Kane's turn or whoever would have been up next to make sure he could menu during the death animation.
Yeah.
That's all free time right there. So just another sign of like a good runner right there. It didn't quite work out the way we wanted it to, but at the end of the day, like he still understood right around where he was. A more inexperienced runner would have just kept queuing turns and wouldn't have been able to menu there.
That's something I do.
I'm actually very surprised that Fire Sword swing didn't actually kill her. I had miscalculated by about 500. Yeah, that's a bit.
Turns would have done it. You know, so.
149. My Valvalis is typically a 136. So, hovering pretty close to estimate right now. Depending, it's going to depend on Calbrena, Big Doll hype.
Big doll.
Big doll. So we're actually coming up towards the end of the run here. This run starts getting nuts right after Dolls and Golbez, which we are heading to right there. So we have actually one last little glitch setup to do, which you'll see shortly. And
I do?
You see it.
Oh, I do.
Yes, you do.
It's not very important.
I thought there was something
You know,
between
it's-
here and Golbez, but like I guess not. I didn't realize that's what you were referencing.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you. Tomorrow. No. Alright, so what we got the magma key from Kane. He's like, you can use this to go to the Underworld, and everybody's like, how? And he's like, I don't fucking know. And so now, this is, you have access to the airship. You're like, huh, if you had done some world exploring, you'd be like, oh, what would be a good place to try and use this key? And then you're like flying around all over the world trying to figure out where to go. You eventually end up here, and you're like, maybe if I drop this key down a well and lose it forever, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do.
Because that's how locks work.
Yeah.
It's a very deep well.
What?
Dude, what? RPG what?
Oh. Blood and honey. Was somebody in there was asking, or you were personally wondering? Oh.
I was like, what's wrong with your drink?
Hope to partake.
I don't
in
give a
drinking
fuck
something
what chat
after this
thinks.
run.
Revolver Brewing Blood and Honey, American Ale. There you go.
Alright, so we are moving down to the Underworld, and so the whole reason the 64 floor glitch doesn't work until this point is because map 0 in the light world is the town of Baron, and the town of Baron has coordinate 00 on map 0. It has impassable walls, and so you can completely do the 64 floor glitch at the very beginning of the game, but you just get stuck. And however, map 0 in the Dark World is the blacksmith hut, and for whatever reason, they decided to not code borders into the very corner of that map, and you can actually walk past that. And when you walk past that, the room counter keeps decrementing, and so you can get into all kinds of fun memory stuff.
There's a lot of examples in this game of underflow too. The game doesn't like going into negative value, and weird things happen. So the same concept's going to happen here. Every time Neerrm enters a new floor here for whatever reason, especially in castles, no matter whether he goes downstairs or upstairs, he's gonna increment the floor count.
All right, boys, it's counting time.
Yep.
You want to count with me?
All right.
Let's do it. 3,
4. Don't count fours. Don't count evens. 5.
Okay.
That throws me off, man. 7. 9. 11. 13. 15. Oh, come on.
Die hard percent.
17.
19. Oh, now he's not even counting. 21s.
Judging your participation levels and evaluating accordingly. 23. 25. I figure if we all shot it, we can't mess up, right? 27.
Matt is counting in
29. 31.
30.
33. 35. 37. 39. 41.
Oh,
43. 45.
47.
49.
49.
Boy, how do y'all reckon that's 51?
53.
Yeah, 53.
There you go, there you go. All right, getting this.
55.
55.
Yeehaw in Austin.
57.
I just did.
That's the rest of Texas.
It's Round Rock anyway. 59.
I'm sorry.
61.
And 63.
Nintendo 63. We did it.
Yep.
Yeah. So the game is... So the game is actually incrementing a floor counter from, I guess, 0
Yeah.
to
So
63.
the reason it keeps track of the floors is for the warp spell. Is basically a warp table that says, not just the warp table, but just like in general, it keeps track of where you've been. So like if you take a negative interest, it can be like, oh, I need to put you here because this is where you entered this room from. And so it keeps track of that it can handle up to 64 values. But once it hits 64 values, it starts spilling into other parts of memory. And this is actually 64 right here, this transition. And yeah. So this fight, casually and in the speed run, is a total pain in the ass. I actually didn't know this until I saw the speed run of this game, but the object of this fight is to kill the dolls at each type of doll at the same time in order to prevent them from turning into the big doll. As a kid, I always I'll just kill all the easy ones, and then it turns into the big doll. I'm like, oh fuck. But apparently they're coded to turn into Calbrina if one type is dead. Bad ATB.
Yeah. So Neerrm's goal here is to basically go 1 by 1 for each type, leaving one of each left, bringing both down to near dead hit points, and then killing both at the same, relatively at the same time.
Yeah.
300 health on the front, 1,000 health on the back. And since he's just a little bit short, the popular strat, because that can happen, is to kick with Yang instead of using him as a single target. In that case, you can, as you saw here, you can take out both dolls, or however many dolls there are that were almost dead, as opposed to having to single target all of them down. And if you're unlucky with damage rolls, not only is that a time thing, but you'll have to try to make some decent decisions on what to do with your turns, just to make sure you can get both down back to back.
Nice.
Kinda.
Obviously, ideally, things like that with Kane one-shotting and Cecil one-shotting is the most
Can I get
ideal.
mute off?
One last thing Neerrm has to do is cast mute on his party before finishing the fight.
I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah.
We in for the big haul. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I think it's gonna big doll me before Dancing Dagger goes off.
See what happens.
Oh!
Still got it. Nice. Well done.
I can't believe that happened.
So he
That is legit.
he mutes his party for a reason. This game is interesting with status effects. In some cases, there's a priority for status effects, and certain status effects have priority over others. So if you're higher on priority, you have a status effect that's high priority, and they use a spell that's lower priority, you don't actually take it. Normally, Golbez here is going to... I'll wait for this. Is going to cast Hold on your party, not only taking time, but disallowing you to act. But because you have mute, it's actually not going to do anything. From there, Neerrm actually will run buffer, and then... Actually, you just blinked, huh?
Yeah,
he blinked.
Yeah, he blinked a quick jump there to get Kane out of the way before the cutscene really starts. That's basically what's going to bring Golbez down. And in the meantime, he'll use the opportunity to move items during dialogue. He's going to get the final setup here for his glitch. So as long as we get the right damage rolls, Golbez will get misdragoned, Kane will jump down, and Cecil will hit, and we'll actually be able to kill Golbez before anything else happens. Before even Midia shows up or any of that, so that's why we call it Ridialous. That's a nice damage roll.
That was a good damage roll.
Shit,
That was a terrible.
Thank God for that 2000.
Yeah, 2000.
That was terrible.
So as you can see, no heal, no dialogue, no Midia. We save like 20-30 seconds.
Midia still gains her levels.
Yeah, so she's still there, but
still there.
we didn't have to deal with her.
And that's the whole point of grabbing Fire Sword, is the amount of time that saves right there. It saves about 30 to 35 seconds. And for whatever reason, Golbez is weak to fire as well, so takes that double damage. And that's the whole point of duping the Fire Sword. The whole point of grabbing the Fire Sword is basically for that fight, to speed that up.
Awesome how everybody just watches this hand do this.
Yeah.
Stop it. Like stab a sword through it or something and make it stay there.
Everyone's favorite.
It's pretty
little
spooky.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna go towards a moving hand.
Oh wait, maybe we should stop it. Oh. Alright, so... What do I have to do?
Just need to do that.
Is it ice fire menu, ice menu, go down. Okay. I already did my RGB, so shit's about to get real, boys.
Yep.
So this is a glitch that happens in the game. We use this in both routes, where you can just warp back to the crystal room if for whatever reason the crystal's actually there, and that's going to be used to skip the sealed cave cutscene in both runs. And now we walk out, we go back to the throne room, and oh my god!
What the fuck did you do to the game?
What's going on? This isn't a throne room at all. No.
What the fuck?
Alright, so this next room is what was caused by the Black Chocobo. This is going to send me back to the same room. This is going to send me to Sealed Cave. So those two black tiles I walked on, the first warp was set up by the 57 Ice Claws and 1 Staff. The second warp was set up by the 68 Fire Claws and 8 Thunder Claws. So the whole point of warping to the Sealed Cave here is to lose a party member, and we want to get Fusoya in the party for a very particular reason, is that we can corrupt his magic into a spell that we need to end the final boss. So before I move on, I have to actually switch this and move out, and then I take another step over here, and ta-da, we're on the moon. It's magic! Mind blown.
So it kind of starts with kind of traversing through negative space, if you will, negative rooms, and then you can manipulate certain rooms with all the variables we've been talking about to send you to very specific places. And once Neerrm, every time Neerrm changes a variable, whether it's items and whatnot, it will send them to different places, and it's all been routed out.
Yeah, so basically everything I did in this run, from like parking chocobos to where the chocobo exited to parking the hovercraft, it was all very specific. And to make sure I don't soft lock, I have to do some more menuing right here, and to get the particular warp that I need to do light one burst here, warp and nuke, fire one and stop, sloppy menu. And then we exit out here, and we're going to be back in that black chocobo room, and we're just going to walk up, and the glitch is going to start all over again. -1, -2, -3, -4, I shouldn't have walked up there, -5, -6, 7, -8, -9, -10, this is yellow chocobo, -11, 12.
So if that chocobo had gone in the wrong spot, he would have come through there and would have been stuck. The run would be over.
So that room right after the room where I was walking around in, where you heard the ominous bomb music, is completely based off of where the yellow chocobo exits the screen. For whatever reason, the game decides that's important enough to save in memory, and this glitch ends up using those values. And so here we're just traversing down. This is going through all kinds of different memory values, most of which are 0. Some of them are based off of different vehicles, such as the Enterprise, which we don't get in this run, the Falcon, and the Big Whale. All of those are things that we never see in this run, so everything's zeroed out, and so we get a lot of the same map over and over again. And we're eventually going to get to parts where we do start to see maps. One of those is going to be this red chocobo room where it looks fucking crazy, but I can save here for whatever reason. And then this is the first room that I might bacon in. Is that 255? It was.
Yeah.
Alright.
So this is where game time becomes a factor. If you're not in a good spot, then you can continually just soft lock.
So
and if this were a timed run, it'd be, you'd be done. But it looks like he'll get through just fine.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
Alright, we're good.
Yep.
So you heard all kinds of fun noises and stuff right there. The first room I went through is based off of how quickly I loaded my game off of the menu. The next one is based off of in-game time, which is why pausing during battles is important. And the last one's based off of GP. And once you get past those 3 rooms, you're basically in the clear, because now it's going through Edge's magic values and Fusoya's magic values, which is why I had to swap spells around. And I'm in the Dwarven Castle now, and I got some kind of weird looking spell. It's named Upco. I don't know what that does. Let's just move it up and get the hell out of here. I don't want to be in the Dwarven Castle. I want to be in this room again. And what's going to happen if I walk over to this tile right here? I don't know. How about Zeromus?
Boom.
Yeah, some blue guy in my party now.
And Sid fights. Okay.
Alright, and so we have Golbez and Sid taking down the final boss.
So we're gonna do media damage.
Yeah, so there's a fun game that we play in the Final Fantasy IV 80% community where Sid's eventually gonna cast Medio in the next scripted fight, not this scripted fight. And normally Golbez and Fusoya are the ones casting Medio, and they do 9999. But Sid, because he's not a magic user, as he's showing right here, I guess he got the cast away, it's not bad. Sid can do anywhere from 1600 to about a little over 2100 damage. And so what we try and do in this is try and guess what that damage is going to be, and we use Price is Right strategy. So whoever gets the closest wins the pride of DeuceCon. Yeah. Wins what little pride I have left after dying twice in this run. How about that?
How much?
21.
1600 and 2100.
Yeah, roughly.
It can be over 2100.
1700.
I'm going 2K, man.
Or 2069?
Yeah, I gotta do it.
That's his move.
42069.
One day.
One day.
It's gonna hit, dude. He's gonna.
I'm gonna go
bust out.
1850.
1700.
2104.
Boom.
I got faith in my boy. So now we have some flipping around orange cape guy. There's some lone dude.
There's a lot of guesses.
Good. The ultimate
Just make chat
media
figure
game.
it
I
out.
won the 4 hands.
It won't matter.
Yeah, you did.
69. So
True.
What does
I won the
even
3
matter?
hits on Tello earlier. Like when he attacks Edward.
Fair.
Oh yeah.
I said he's gonna get 3 of the 4 hits, and that's exactly what happened.
I was
So
like,
who's going to do the Medio?
Do the Midia.
You are.
Swing your arms.
Come here, buddy.
I'm good. Dude.
Come here. There's a seat right here.
I need a seat.
No, you don't. Get your ass over here.
That's Chat's job.
I'll do that, Deuce. You get over here.
No, I'm good. I'm here.
DeuceCon is ruined. Alright, here we go.
I wish I'd never flown out.
All right, let's see what we got.
1762.
You were closer because 18.
Well, no, it's without going over. Price is Right rules. So you would win between
I
us.
win again!
Between all of us, yeah.
17.
I win again!
He at least went in from the housemates.
In the house, yeah.
Yeah, who knows what chat came up with here.
See, I almost said 1750.
It looks like Iconic Shade at 1760.
Dang, dude.
Damn.
Let's go on.
Splat.
You're the winner in my heart, Kay. It's alright.
Alright, I appreciate it.
So, Iconic Shade, congratulations.
You win what remains of my pride, which is not much.
You win a cookie, come to DeuceCon to pick it up.
They are good cookies,
But
by
you
the
gotta
way.
figure out where it's at. Good luck.
Frank or Z?
Or as Crack Attack would say if he was here, Dog Fucker Z.
Doug Fucker Z?
Yep.
I'm gonna get underestimated. Woo!
Yeah.
Doug Fucker Z?
Oh, wait. I might not get
That was a good
underestimated.
crack
What'd you have after that?
215.
Oh.
Even if it were 5 minutes from now, you'd be underestimated.
Well, I gotta do it for the fans.
Okay.
For the fans.
Who's a fan of this game?
Nobody.
Nobody in
Question.
this room, I'll tell you that.
That is
Right.
that is a good question.
What are you talking about? I like 3.
Who would be a fan
I mean,
of this
6.
Yeah, 6 is my favorite, too.
Well, I'll be here tomorrow for
6 is.
Vic Fuwang Balls, the household name speedrunner, to run Final Fantasy VI. Established.
Established.
I'm expecting some dirty comments from Storm Crazy Island because this is actually her favorite.
Storm
That's just
knows.
sad, Storm.
Storm watched me rage quit every
She's out
single one
the
of my
game.
practice runs.
She's out of the group.
Yeah.
Storm knows.
Our FF4 group turned into a We Hate FF4 group.
Dude, it did.
And Storm's out now.
Did, though. Yeah.
What is the name right now?
It's.
That-
I don't actually.
With that video you guys were all about for a little while. What the heck was
I
that?
don't actually understand what it.
How much did you guys all hate this game after the Paladin race?
Did I?
A lot.
I've hated this game for more than a year now. I've hated this thing for a
I'm sure you
while.
hate this like I hate Ninja Gaiden.
I hate tournaments now, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Organizing that's ridiculous.
Kidding.
Let's.
Well, I don't know about that part, but yeah.
Hold on to it.
Receive the energy!
Bless him. Noon.
Neerrm, do you want
Alright.
Yoshi for luck?
What?
You want Yoshi for luck?
Yoshi!
Yeah, sure. Let's do this.
Make him press the controller?
I can't do it! There we go. Got this.
This run is now possible with the blessing of Yoshi.
World record. World record.
Marathon world record.
Without
See,
a doubt.
Zerma starts shaking because he's wondering how he sees
Actually,
two
this might be slower than Resenches.
Marathon world record.
DeuceCon world record.
Or Resenches. They both have run it.
Essentials.
I don't remember.
Gross Century was 270.
Alright, for the fans.
I'm pretty
Yes.
sure this is marathon world record.
Looking at you, Ever Hate, wherever you are.
Ever sleeping.
See back at his hotel.
Bacon. If it ever goes off.
It takes a long time.
Are we about to have a Porkadin?
I think Felicia forgot how to operate.
It's okay, you'll still be underestimate.
As long as it doesn't miss. That's all I really care about.
Longest cast ever.
It's an important spell.
He's on the moon, dude.
Gravity
Gravity effects spellcast.
Percentius is a 2856. 36.
That's his
record,
PB.
but
That's his
not what he
PB,
got
we're
at
talking.
GDQ.
At GDQ, he got a 217.
Oh, okay.
Yeah!
Porkadin hug?
Yeah.
Bacon percent.
Didn't miss. This is officially speedrun. Alright, we're gonna use that weird spell that we got. I have no idea what it does.
Yeah. What's that mean? What's a
Reaction?
Reaction.
What kind of reaction? Time.
211.22.
Underestimate.
Underestimate, boys.
And we got the pig in the cutscene.
I will not perish as long as there is evil hearts of people curse their ground.
Don't forget to eat your Gers and Grams, kids.
Here's your grams. GG. So getting wrecked by Milon cost me like 12 minutes. Good game. So the fun thing about casting Piggy on Cecil is that it stays for a significant portion of the ending.
Holy shit, Nevo.
RPG dead.
RPG dead.
RPG dead.
RPG dead indeed.
Deuce GG.
Oh yeah.
Deuce CC.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Is it CC? What?
GG looks like
His
CC.
GG looks
It
like
looks like
It's
CC.
pretty good.
Pyramid.
It looks like
Magus
CC
GG.
minus the G's in it. But you know, whatever.
C minus, C minus.
Alright, so the reason we get Upco, I'll explain that, is because that particular map that we were on, when I moved Life 1, Mute, and Bursk in the White Magic menu, that set that map ID and those coordinates, and then taking those stairs is actually what's called a positive entrance and not a negative entrance. And so what that does is that resets the floor counter. And when it resets the floor counter in a positive entrance, it tries to write values on where you're going to return to. And the pointer for that is in Fusoya's magic menu. And so it writes the floor values into Fusoya's magic menu, and that just happens to give you the monster spell reaction. And which is pretty convenient because you can use that to one-shot the final boss. And that is spell corruption. That is actually the only quote-unquote corruption that is done in the run. Everything else is just reading of values. That's the only really writing that is done. Fun fact.
The more you know.
I know it's not the run you wanted, but it's still the fastest any percent run.
Yeah,
that's been done in the marathon. Showed
I mean,
off the new glitch.
Outside of like Milon Z, it wasn't that bad of a run. Valvalis could have gone better, but outside of that, it's pretty good. Can't complain too much.
Be happy, man. Did a good job.
I didn't mess up the glitch. That's the most important thing.
It's the first time it's been shown off like that.
It's also like the third time I've run it in the past.
I was gonna say, I saw your items
But I
were
won't say that
even
out
in a different spot than myself at 086 taught me.
Yeah, so what he does, what like Roth and myself like to do is shove items at the very bottom to, just get them out of the way and set up something early. No, I don't like to do that.
So did you come up with that one then?
Yeah. So what it is basically you have your 3 slots and then 2 filler slots.
Right.
And then that persists throughout the entire inventory. So as long as you have 3 something something, and then the 3 for the warp something something, and so on and so forth, you can do that throughout the entire inventory.
Oh, okay.
And then
the very bottom just lines up with all.
Yes,
that too.
yes, it does.
Gotcha. So you can use it in any of those. Gotcha. Cool.
So we have to see the ending because
Pig percent?
we have pigs.
Oh,
The bacon is.
pig persist.
What is this thing?
Yeah. What's this thing? We never got this.
I don't understand what this is. I'm confused. But yeah, so that's Final Fantasy IV any percent. About 11 minutes longer than I had hoped. But that's the nature of Milon Z being a jerk face. Mashing for no reason.
It's all good, man. Make sure you follow Neerrm if you like good FF4 play, but more foreplay. Nice.
FF4 play. Ah.
I see where you're
But
going.
you got a taste of his ridiculous commentary, and every now and then you can watch him rage quit too. So that's
Every now and then, that's like every stream.
I'm trying to give you a little credit, but anyway,
Oh, don't.
there's variety in the entertainment Neerrm gives, so make sure to give him a follow. The guy deserves it.
That's pretty much how his commentary is almost every time he streams. Every time I see him stream.
Every time I get mad, which is like every time. So, yeah, every time.
I almost endured the wrath of Neerrm at AGD.
Oh, that run was terrible. Like, I went from, like, happy mad to, like, angry mad.
I also made the mistake of not taking my stuff away from the consoles before your run. So I'm like sitting here like trying to grab my controller, like don't touch anything or I'll kill you. I was like, alright, I'll wait.
That's funny. Alright, so now we have this blue guy. I don't know what he's doing.
Rockin' beard, though.
Rockin' beard. So fun fact, Edge hits on, like, all the girls, and he's, like, 10 years older than everybody in the whole party.
Which is, like, mid-20s.
Yeah.
I remember when I saved the world at 14.
Those were the
The
days.
true Final Fantasy Batman heroes.
Those were the days.
Neerrm?
Yo.
I love you.
I love you too. Let's get married.
What?
I thought your guys.
You just had to confess it, man. Whoever was first won.
And I would have won like a year and a half ago.
I didn't see the heart emote that Edge just put up from above your head.
I need to be in the mental state that Crack is in this ASAP.
Drunk?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We can do it.
Anything to drink today?
Pretty
Say he's
speedy.
not drunk yet.
I'm not drunk. You'll know when I am.
Yeah, you will.
Yes.
When it's no pants time. Got it.
When he introduces himself to you with his balls in your face.
Got it.
Wow.
When you get the shaft and balls.
I know.
When you get the cock and balls or the shaft and balls, you'll know when you've got it.
No, we have to wait.
Uh-oh.
No, we have to wait.
Go down.
No. We
swing like
have to wait.
we only let him one fight.
This isn't your call.
Yeah, I mean, whatever,
Deuce.
dude.
All his runs.
You sit in that chair.
Just because this is DeuceCon doesn't mean you run the thing.
Ours. You guys should know that. I'm letting Dick run video games for fuck's sake.
I can't wait for tomorrow, dude.
That is true.
I'm so excited.
Dude. Shit block.
The victor.
Shit block.
We can just swap out FF6 and use that time
I kind of like my rolls, like the second thing in the morning. Just get it over with, done.
That's how much I got it for.
Nice.
Oh, dude. I haven't seen these credits in so long, dude.
Have you even beat this game?
Like once when I was a kid.
He's seen all the way through to Zeromus.
Well, lots of
He
times.
just dies.
We've seen 2 Zeromus.
The last 7 runs I've done of this have been all like 325 pace, which is still bad, but and they all died to Zeromus.
Yo, shout outs to Rivers 312 right beneath my 64 time. Good stuff, Rivers.
312.
Alright.
Rivers is one of the guys that learns the game in the Paladin
Paladin tournament.
tournament.
Kept going.
Good
on
Poor
him.
guy.
That's actually how I started this too.
Rebuilt my
Yep.
asshole.
I started this with the Paladin tournament, and I was like, I'm gonna learn the rest of any percent, and then did. And I have like a 2:13 time right now. Not too bad, not too great.
Ah, nah.
Considering I've got maybe less than a dozen full runs in.
It's not terrible. Spoony bod.
Watching her up there on a spoony bar.
Where's my boy at?
Yeah.
I forgot how long this ending is.
Where are they?
Valley ho.
Now, why can't you just glitch out the ending so it's shorter?
This isn't 5
Yeah, I did it with Star Tropics. I mean, why can't you do it with this?
What was time?
I'm sure just give myself like a week.
I'm gonna do 2
You do, it's right there.
What's sub 2 words, Waldo?
You should.
Right? Oh, yeah.
It's like 2 something.
So somebody tell this dwarf
For this
he's naive as hell.
Words, Waldo.
Let's destroy all of our tanks because there's never ever going to be a war again.
Except in the after years and interlude.
Well, they can just
It's
build.
like 17 years later. You can't look that far into the future.
Okay.
Except for when a second moon appears again. And you're like, oh,
Well,
shit.
I guess it really doesn't matter because then when Golbez and Fusoya take off of the moon, they change all the tidal patterns and just kill everybody anyway. So, rip everybody.
How do
Just doesn't
Golbez and Fusoya get to the moon? They just like walk off the giant and they're on the moon.
Did you see how you just got on the moon and you're questioning their shit?
matter.
Yes.
Right?
You walked through the.
I took Fusoya to the moon, so he's clear. Golbez. Those flowing locks, though.
Yeah.
Kane and his blonde
No,
hair.
the
Those
thing
locks.
is that I've derived now is that Kinney from South Park is actually Kane
Yes.
because they have the exact same hair.
I see.
I believe it.
Is Chet cool? Chet's cool.
Don't believe in chat. Doesn't exist.
You see Villager.
Villagin's
He's been
here.
there all day.
In that case, Chad is not cool.
Sup, Villagin?
Boo.
Villager's my boy.
Village
Countdown.
in.
Villagin.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. No, I forgot about this
Ah,
one.
these guys.
These guys.
Here.
Yeah.
Here's where Golbez and Fusoya destroy the Earth.
Like, these guys aren't even relevant to
Hey,
the
go
plot.
Go grab the square. He's just playing fucking kung fu shit.
Karate Kids.
No, he's doing world record attempts, so let him go.
Well, he needs to be here for the end of the stream.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow.
You have more days.
We'll have another end of stream or two.
Square.
DeuceCon's over, man.
Yep. Rip.
This run destroyed.
Yeah, this is the finale. We can't top this.
This run destroyed
ended
morale.
last year, so
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Did it end last year?
we don't need. we don't
No,
need
Contra ended last year.
Oh.
I think Final Fantasy IV was the first day ender last year, though.
Oh, well, it was the first day of this year.
But you had a good run last year.
That was a
No,
good
it
run
didn't.
last year.
No, no.
I thought it did.
It was after Lobos's run, I think.
I swear 4 was the last thing in my phone.
It was last thing in
Contra
AGE.
was.
What?
Wasn't it last thing? One of the last things in AGE.
It was the last thing in AG, that's right.
I wonder how they're going to deal with
Screwed that
monsoons.
up,
Or,
too.
yeah, they're going to deal with tidal wave season now. 3.1.
We're going to switch to the
Who
second.
cares about these planets?
No!
After this is done.
No! The ending must go.
Yeah, just
I
leave
know, I
it.
said after all this.
Just leave it. That's fine.
God.
Hey! I'm a pig!
It's our favorite Porkadin Cecil.
Cecil?
Oh, who's his brother? That's weird.
Yeah.
He has a
I don't know.
Yeah. We didn't hear about him having a brother.
He doesn't care.
It's the pigs in his head.
He's a literal bacon. Cecil's a bacon.
It's a good thing that they have 2 separate beds, otherwise this would get a little real with Cecil being a pig now.
I like that she moved her bed in, though, so it's definitely some implications of...
Right.
I don't get it.
Okay.
She likes making bacon.
Oh!
Bacon.
I like bacon.
Did they like gonna fuck or what?
Cracks are like,
With Sid watching, man.